At 7:02, good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by Mutual of Omaha, your local reverse mortgage specialist. Contact David Tortolot today at 617-797-3277. A West Bridgewater fire truck was rear-ended while firefighters were assisting a state police trooper whose cruiser struck a deer on Route 24. WCVB-TV reports the crash happened at about 2:30 yesterday morning. The driver of the vehicle that struck the fire truck was taken to Boston Medical Center. That crash is under investigation. WATD News Time, 7:03. More of the day's top stories still to come.
I'm talking with David Tortolot, a local certified reverse mortgage professional with Mutual of Omaha Reverse Mortgage. David, if you're 62 or older and have experienced losses in your retirement savings, how could a reverse mortgage help?
Rob, one of the ways to set up a reverse mortgage is in a reverse equity line of credit. This line of credit can be used as a buffer asset to draw from when markets are down without being strapped to a monthly principal and interest mortgage payment. And when markets recover, you can switch back to drawing from your retirement savings. It's a safety strategy that may help preserve your retirement savings over time.
Call 617-797-3277. NMLS number 46902. Lender NMLS number 1025894. Equal housing lender. Borrower must occupy home as primary residence and remain current on property taxes, homeowners insurance, the costs of home maintenance, and any HOA fees.
WATD News Time, 7:04, and the news being brought to you by Pilgrim Coin and Currency. Get the best value for your coins, antique jewelry, sterling flatware, even pocket watches from local professional appraisers. Pilgrim Coins just off Route 3 in Weymouth. The State House of Representatives is scheduled to vote today on a bill that would set rules for the voter-approved audit of the legislature and establish guidelines for public access to legislative records. The State Senate last week voted to provide some financial documents requested by State Auditor Diana DeZoglio, who has been pushing for an audit that voters approved in 2024. That came in response to the recent State Supreme Judicial Court ruling clearing the way for DeZoglio to go forward with the audit. The proposed bill would define the auditor's authority and limit the scope of the audit to specific areas such as the state budget and the expenditure of funds. The bill also would bar the courts from getting involved with settling any dispute between the auditor and legislature, such as forcing records to be turned over and honoring requests for interviews. House Speaker Ron Mariano of Quincy said the proposed measure would ensure greater transparency while respecting the separation of powers as outlined in the state constitution. Public officials, including Governor Maura Healey yesterday, gathering at the newly upgraded Foxborough commuter rail station. Governor Maura Healey said this project will significantly help provide access to World Cup matches.
And all summer long, monthly passes are half off, 50% off commuter rail passes. Fridays are free, and you can use your weekday pass for free on the weekend, and for only $1 more, you can bring a friend or someone with you.
The work was finished in time for the World Cup matches at Boston Stadium, which is the name Gillette will be going by during the World Cup on June 13th. Interim Transportation Secretary and MBTA General Manager Phil Ang says this station is a good template for other work on the MBTA.
The upbuild, as we said, can serve up to 20,000 match riders for World Cup. We're excited about that. It's right around the corner, but this is a long-term regional asset that is going to be something that allows us to really model after, use for other places that we want to expand and make fully accessible stations.
The major upgrades at the Foxborough station were done in less than 1 year, which according to the governor's office makes it the fastest permanent station construction project in the history of the MBTA. Attorney General Andrea Campbell has joined New York's Attorney General in their suit against the Trump administration over one of its deals to end an offshore wind project. French company Total Energies is getting $1 billion, essentially a refund of its leases for offshore wind projects off New York and North Carolina, if it invests the money in fossil fuel projects instead. Other state attorneys general from Connecticut, Maine, New Jersey, Rhode Island, and Vermont have also joined New York in challenging the cancellation of the lease off New York, the larger of the two projects and the bulk of the payout. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum says Total Energies was simply refunded their money, which they have already invested in other energy projects in the U.S. WATD News Time coming up on 7:08. Traffic and weather on the 9s is next.
This is David from Pilgrim Coin and Currency, South Shore's premier rare coin and precious metals dealer. With more than 40 years' experience buying and selling precious metals and estate jewelry, our gemologist has both the knowledge and experience to pay the fairest prices for all your broken, unwanted, and estate jewelry. When you're looking for a unique gift, come in and see our ever-changing selection of vintage jewelry. For those interested in purchasing precious metals, Pilgrim Coin has access to a full assortment of gold and silver bars and coins. Trust in the experience of South Shore's only professional numismatist. We carry in stock a broad selection of coins and paper money to satisfy both collectors and investors. Would you like an expert opinion on an item in your collection? Trust in the experts at Pilgrim Coin for an honest evaluation of your coins, jewelry, sterling flatware, and even pocket watches. Pilgrim Coin, located near the intersection of Route 18 and 53 at 399 Washington Street in Weymouth.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
Good morning. The time now is 7:09, and taking a look at your Wednesday drive, we do have some tough spots out there, that is for sure. No major incidents, though, on the board as far as any crashes. That crash 24 north after 140 is cleared, so still some delays there. Pockets up past 140 and 44. And then slowing down again around Harrison Boulevard in Avon. Traveling up Route 3, that looks good northbound from Plymouth up to Derby Street in Hingham. Be prepared after Derby, some brake lights, and then you've got slow areas up into Braintree. The southbound side is about a mile and a half at the Sagamore. 25 east is slow, about a mile at the Bourne. Northbound Expressway is filled in from Braintree now up to Andrews Square. The drive time 30 minutes, Braintree to Boston. 93 is slow out of Braintree, getting southbound towards Ponkapog. 128 heavy, 95 in Canton up to 109 in Dedham. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
Another chilly start here this morning. The sun came up just shortly after 5 a.m. and just before it did, temperatures bottomed out close to 40 degrees across parts of interior southeastern Massachusetts. We're largely into the middle 40s here to start our morning across the South Shore. As we head into this day, today my forecast calls again for an abundance of sunshine. It's true Goldilocks weather. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right. Just make sure you have that sunscreen on before you head out the door. We're in the midst of some of the strongest sun angles of the year if you're going to be spending a lot of time outside. The high temperature should be up into the upper 70s to near 80 inland. A little bit of a northeasterly sea breeze will set up, keeping things a touch cooler by the water's edge of our South Shore beaches. Coming up for tonight, it's mainly clear, maybe not quite as cool. The overnight temperature 50 to 55. For tomorrow, planning a good supply of sun. It warms up with highs into the mid-80s. There'll be a feeble sea breeze setting up shop. Friday's toasty to be sure, mostly sunny, the high 85 to 90. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
57 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 7:11. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
Good morning, 7 o'clock hour, the South Shore's morning news. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Rob Hakala with the morning team. We're on the radio, 95.9 FM, everywhere with the Audacy app on your phone or tablet, AUDACY. And we also have the live video stream up, WATD Radio on YouTube. You can watch the show, WATD Radio on YouTube. You can also go to the YouTube chat room and take part there. Good morning to Lord Hadaway, our number one fan in the chat room, Lord Hadaway. over on the WATD YouTube page, WATD Radio on YouTube. And, of course, the text line, 781-837-4900. Any topic you want to pass along. Got into some great memories here about some of the old children programming. It all started, it's amazing how it just kind of branches off. We were talking about reading local names on the radio, and someone said in a nice way, comparing us to Romper Room, reading names for people out there. And it got us thinking to some of the great children's programming or some of the shows. And I don't know the answer. If anyone out there has kids now, what do the young kids watch? Is there any show? I don't know if any are produced locally, though. I was thinking, for us, I suppose, for me, Sesame Street, yes. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, for sure. I liked a show called 3-2-1 Contact, which I think was about science. Reading Rainbow. And then I was kind of aging out, but I have to say I did like that Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. I thought that was a pretty good show, too. You have a lot more memories. I don't remember much. I mean, I know Captain Kangaroo, but I can't say he was part of my day, or waking up with Major Mudd or Captain Bob. But you can certainly text in memories, 781-837-4900. Bozo the Clown, Willie Whistle. Yes, I remember Willie Whistle on Channel 38. I don't know how many variations there were of Willie Whistle, but a very distinctive voice. That's right. He'd be on there. What's a clip of? They had somebody doing drawings, and Willie Whistle is the clown, right?
Okay, now you all know Sleepy wears a hat like Popeye, so let's make sure we do the hat, which is another half circle, a line.
Oh, it's how to do
C shape, and another backward C, and we can just put a little triangle in the middle, and color this in just a little bit, and there's Baby Sleepy. Oh, well, you have to practice, Willie. It's easy, but keep practicing.
I guess you have to speak Willie Whistle, right, to understand.
That's the thing, and everybody will be able to do it as fast as I do.
I'm going to...
Sure, I can come back tomorrow.
Sure, absolutely, Willie Whistle. Okay. All right, yeah, 781-837-4900 is the text line. Let's see. I did have Kathy saying, I do remember that Eisenhower was president. She was talking about Big Brother Bob Emery saying the Pledge of Allegiance and drinking a glass of milk. I'm not that old. No, I wasn't referring to that at all, Kathy. No, you're very wise. My mom lived to be 100, but passed 6 years ago. Oh, all right. Well, I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad she had such a long life. That's amazing. Kathy, your mom lived to be 100. Let's see. Richard in Jamaica Plain, our good friend Richard. Yeah, he just had a friend of his, Hank, that reached out yesterday. Good stuff. Richard from JP. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Dan. I had a neighbor where I live in Jamaica Plain who was much older than I. He told me a Big Brother story. Big Brother Bob Emery was in the 1930s, was on WEEI in Boston. That was back when it was on 590. And my neighbor at the time was a small boy, and he was one of the so-called small fries who was on the 1930 radio version of Big Brother Bob Emery. Let's see, Stuart from Plymouth. Frank Averush. I think, Dan, you mentioned that. Frank Averush from Channel 5, Bozo. The Movie Loft, right? The Movie Loft was Dana Hersey. Yeah. But he was talking about Frank Averush, not only Bozo, Movie Loft, radio and TV, 40 years of service, a very long career. Pete in Hanover says, good morning, Rob, Dan, and Jason. I remember watching Captain Bob as a kid. And let's see, do we have one text in from 781? Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry, 781. They had an insult for Jason. Jason, in the record library, he's listening right now. Jason wanted to be a doctor, but he didn't have the patience. That's 781, trying to take a little bit of your turf, Dan. And Eric from Abington says, because of the Scooper Bowl, what is your favorite ice cream? I'll answer the question. I can have Dan answer later. I know he's in the newsroom right now, Eric, working on some stories. But I will say my favorite flavor probably is mint chocolate chip. I'm going to go with mint chocolate chip. It's my favorite. There are some mint flavors on there. The Banana Splits, then that's another children's show. 774 says Banana Splits. But yeah, no, Eric from Abington, my favorite ice cream would probably be mint chocolate chip. I do like other flavors for sure. And I'm hoping to sample many today. Scooper Bowl, today's the middle day. I'm hoping to get in there this afternoon. Noon to 8, it runs, noon to 8. It's at the Seaport this year. And scooperbowl.org, go there, get your tickets. I think it's under $30, but you go in and you can eat all the ice cream you want once you get in. All the ice cream you can eat. Once you get in, you pay that one-time fee, and they're going to have all these great brands and amazing flavors, and I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. But today I'm going to go in there. It's noon to 8, 2 more days today and tomorrow in the Seaport. All right, 781-837-4900 is the text line if you want to chime in. Any topic, anything about children's programming or ice cream or some other topic you'd like to bring to the table, you can do that. All texters are welcome. 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. Text line sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. Still to come, traffic and weather in the 9s, the morning sports, our digital pro, Kim Commando. And after the 7:30 news, Amy Naples from the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce. But first, a recap on Wall Street. Watching your money.
From ABC News, Wall Street now. The big three stock averages head into midweek riding on new record closes. The Dow Jones gained 229 points Tuesday to finish the session at 51,308. The Standard & Poor's and NASDAQ saw minor gains, but enough to score new all-time highs. Imports from some of America's biggest trade partners could see new 12.5% tariffs imposed on their products. The U.S. Trade Representative's office says China, Japan, South Korea, and others have not done enough to combat forced labor. One of the few remaining classic urban department stores is closing for good. The flagship Neiman Marcus location opened in downtown Dallas in 1914. Saks Global, which acquired Neiman's in 2024, has decided to shutter the 9-story building on September 30th. And country star Garth Brooks is considering selling his music catalog. The Wall Street Journal says the 64-year-old has valued his publishing, songwriting, and recording rights at about $2 billion. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
7:19, back out to the roads. WATD's traffic and weather on the 9s and the expressway northbound heavy Furnace Brook up towards Southampton Street. Route 3 on the northbound side is busy before Route 18 in Weymouth up into Braintree. 93 slow going. It's pretty busy now most of the way from Braintree. Not much running room over to Canton to 95 and 128. 128's heavy 95 up to 109. 24 northbound. Slow around 140 and 44, and then again some pockets up through Avon and Stoughton. Route 3 on the northbound side, we have delays this morning starting between Derby and Route 18 as you make your way up out of Weymouth into Braintree. Southbound is slow about a mile and a half of the Sagamore. 25 east, about a mile delay approaching the Bourne Bridge. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. Meteorologist Josh Nichols with the South Shore's most accurate and dependable weather, and it's being sponsored by Weemeyer Dentistry. Weemeyer Dentistry, experienced quality care with state-of-the-art equipment that will exceed your expectations every step of the way online. WeemeyerDentistry.com.
Another chilly start here this morning. The sun came up just shortly after 5 a.m. and just before it did, temperatures bottomed out close to 40 degrees across parts of interior southeastern Massachusetts. We're largely into the middle 40s here to start our morning across the South Shore. As we head into this day today, my forecast calls again for an abundance of sunshine. It's true Goldilocks weather. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's just right. Just make sure you have that sunscreen on before you head out the door. We're in the midst of some of the strongest sun angles of the year if you're going to be spending a lot of time outside. The high temperature should be up into the upper 70s to near 80 inland. A little bit of a northeasterly sea breeze will set up, keeping things a touch cooler by the water's edge of our South Shore beaches. Coming up for tonight, it's mainly clear, maybe not quite as cool. The overnight temperature 50 to 55. For tomorrow, planning a good supply of sun. It warms up with highs into the mid-80s. There'll be a feeble sea breeze setting up shop. Friday's toasty to be sure, mostly sunny, the high 85 to 90. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Thanks, Josh. And right now, outside our studio in Marshfield, 59 degrees at the weather station, WATD. Sports coming up next.
Dental problems always seem to occur at the most inconvenient times. I'm Dr. Sean O'Brien of Wiemeyer Dentistry. Don't let a broken tooth or dental infection ruin your plans. Let our team of hygienists and dentists show you why so many people trust us with their smiles. We offer the latest in dental technology in our comfortable, state-of-the-art facility. If you're looking for a dental office to call home, call us today, 781-934-5292, or find us on the web at wemeyerdentistry.com.
722 WATD Sports. Good morning. I'm Rob Hakala, and our sports report is sponsored this time around by Cross Insurance. Cross Insurance. For all your home, auto, and business insurance needs, contact Cross Insurance on Ocean Street in Marshfield. Red Sox lost. They have not done very well overall as a season, as you know, and especially at Fenway at home, they have not done very well. The Sox lose to the Orioles 4-2, and the Red Sox continue their series against Baltimore tonight at Fenway at 6:45. A.J. Brown, excited to be a member of the Patriots, wearing the jersey of the team he grew up rooting for, feeling renewed optimism about the future, and is excited to play in New England. Stanley Cup Finals, Vegas Golden Knights beating the Carolina Hurricanes 5-4 last night in Game 1. Game 2 tomorrow night at 8. And then the NBA Finals starts tonight. It'll be the Spurs hosting the Knicks in Game 1. The tip is at 8:30. South Shore Sports, let's check in with Brendan Connolly with the high school action. Brendan.
That's right, guys. The playoffs keep on rolling along in Massachusetts. On Tuesday, a few of our local girls lacrosse teams punched a ticket to the Final Four. Let's begin there. In the Division I field, Notre Dame Academy advanced to the state semifinals, cruising past Lincoln Sudbury 14-4. With the win, the Cougars will not clash with Westford Academy this Sunday for a chance to play in the championship. In the Division II field, Gabriella Fisher scored 6 goals, including the game winner with 26 seconds left, as Duxbury rallied to top Longmeadow in a 13-12 thriller. The Dragons now move on to the Final Four. On the boys' side, Marshfield advanced to the Elite Eight, knocking off Canton 11-9. Duxbury followed suit, rallying from an early deficit to knock off Milton 10-7. Cam Heald had a hat-trick for the Dragons. In the Division III tournament, Hanover fell to Wakefield, losing 14-7. In boys' tennis, Duxbury moved on in the Division II field, defeating Canton 4-1. Plymouth South fell to Westboro, losing 5-0. On the girls' side, Hingham moved on in the Division II bracket, topping Wayland 4-1. Milton won a great match with Reading, holding on 3-2. Notre Dame Academy swept Masconomet, rolling 5-0. And closing out with Division IV, Cohasset kept its season alive, cruising to a 5-0 sweep of Randolph. Brendan Connolly, WATD Sports.
Searching for ways to save on your insurance premiums? Hi, I'm Carol from Cross Insurance, with local offices in Braintree and Marshfield. Cross Insurance and Safety Insurance want to help you save. Did you know that increasing the deductibles on your homeowners and auto insurance could help lower your insurance premiums? Plus, by insuring both your home and car with Safety Insurance and Cross Insurance, you could potentially save up to 20%. Safety Insurance has numerous coverage options, competitive pricing, and a broad selection of discounts, including a customer loyalty discount, good student, and a discount for paying your policy in full. With more than 75 years in business, Cross Insurance has the local experience you need and the great service you deserve. Our team is here to answer any questions you may have about coverage options and available discounts. If you're searching for savings, call Cross Insurance at 781-848-8600 to get started. That's Cross Insurance at 781-848-8600.
The Radio, Television, Digital News Association has recently awarded WATD the 2026 Regional Edward R. Morrow Award for Breaking News. Coverage of the Karen Reed murder trial.
A jury finding Karen Reed not guilty of second-degree murder today in the death of her Boston police officer boyfriend, but guilty of a lesser charge of drunk driving.
Depend on the South Shore's largest radio newsroom, 95.9 WATD.
726 on the South Shore's Morning News. Rob Hakala with the morning team coming to you from the beautiful WATD Coastal Heritage Bank Studios. Community focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Let's check in with our digital pro now, and that is Kim Commando.
It became official this past weekend. Hollywood, as you knew it, is dead. A victim of bloat, fear, and YouTube. I'm Kim Commando with Improve Life Joint Support. My new stimulant-free, U.S.-made supplement relieves joint discomfort. Get up to 25% off plus free shipping at improvelife.com/Kim. Two young filmmakers just put Hollywood to shame. One wrote, produced, and directed a horror film for $10 million. It opened with an $81 million box office. Another, made for just $750,000, grossed $27 million. Kane Parsons, 20, and Curry Barker, 26, learned their craft making YouTube shorts. Their weekend box office hits were made without star salaries or corporations governed by fear. Meanwhile, Disney and the majors keep spending fortunes on films nobody asked for. Star Wars flopped. A dozen more flopped. A new generation of filmmakers raised on YouTube just took their lunch. Join a million folks who get my free newsletter every single morning. You're going to love it. Sign up. GetKim.com.
727, and let's see, a few people on the text line, 781-837-4900, remembering children's shows or shows they loved growing up. We were talking about 781 mentioned Zoom. We got to mention Zoom. That was produced locally at Channel 2, and our own Dr. Joe Schran was on Zoom. That's a good one. Yeah, thank you, 781. Judy and Whitman. I really enjoyed, Mickey Mouse, the Mickey Mouse Club with Annette Funicello. Yeah, I watched the newer version. Always wanted the Mickey Mouse ears. Coming home from school, watching Dick Clark with a friend or two. American Bandstand. Yeah, Sid and Marty. Okay, yeah, that was good. 781 said Rex Trailer came to Marshfield. This is Jackie from Marshfield in the early 70s. I saw him where Mamma Mia's is now on Careswell Street. There used to be a restaurant bar. He came in by helicopter. Oh, wow. All right. Sid and Marty Croft. That's Pete from Hingham says that's a good one. Let's see. As far as ice cream, the Scooper Bowl, Maria from Autoshine. Hey, she sponsors the text line. Thank you, Maria. 781-837-4900. Scooper Bowl goes on today and tomorrow in where is it? Seaport this year, noon to 8. My favorite ice cream, Almond Joy and Cherry Garcia. Have a blessed day. I got to go through the lineup. Let's see. This is the ice cream flavors of the Scooper Bowl this year. Ben & Jerry's Half Baked, Cherry Garcia, Honey Graham Latte, Non-Dairy Key Lime Pie. Bliss is going to have Black Raspberry Chocolate Chip, Dirty Water, Extreme Chocolate, Vanilla Sundae Waffle Cone. Edie's will have Espresso Chip. Friendly's is going to have Red, White, and Blueberry. Carnival Cotton Candy. Haagen-Dazs, Raspberry Sorbet, Pineapple Coconut, Peppermint Bark, Summer Blueberry Lemon Sorbet. Oh my gosh, this looks good. Hood is going to have Cookie Dough and Golden Vanilla. Let's see, do we have a few others? Do there be some ice, some lemon mango, and Philadelphia water ice is going to be there. And Salt and Straw, not familiar with them. Sea salt with caramel ribbons and chocolate gooey brownie. Lots of good. Those are some of the flavors at the Scooper Bowl in Boston. All right, 7:30 news coming up with Dan. Next half hour, Amy Naples, Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce. Right now, 7:29, traffic and weather in the 9s. Route 3 north, heavy Route 18 up into Braintree. Southbound is slow, about a mile and a half at the Sagamore. 25 east, about a mile delay at the Bourne. Northbound expressway is jammed Braintree up to Southampton Street. South Shore weather. For today, we're going to have lots of sunshine. Great day, 73. Tonight, clear, a low down to 55. 60 degrees in Marshfield. Good morning. It is 7:30.
The South Shore's Morning News on 95.9 FM WATD.
60 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 7:30. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by The Clean Team. The Clean Team provides carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, and tile and grout cleaning. They also clean Oriental rugs and area rugs in their facility in Kingston. Learn more at thecleanteam.net. Crews are responding to a fire in Quincy. That fire was reported around 6 a.m., and Weymouth firefighters Local 1616 said that an engine from their town was dispatched to a, quote, multiple alarm fire on Harrison Street. At this time, there is no word regarding any potential damage or injuries. We're continuing to follow this story, and we'll provide you with more information as we receive it. A federal judge in Boston has heard from voting rights groups and a coalition of 24 states that want the courts to halt President Donald Trump's executive order seeking to create a federal voter list and limit who can receive a mail-in ballot. The plaintiffs argued in 2 lawsuits yesterday that Trump's order should be found unconstitutional because the states and Congress, not the president, have the power to set election rules. The government argued the cases should be dismissed, saying it was premature to worry about harm when the voter list had not yet been created. Trump's order is aimed at ensuring that only U.S. citizens vote, but instances of non-citizens casting ballots are extremely rare. Trump issued the order in March after a bill he supported to overhaul voting stalled in Congress. The order would have had the federal government create a list of eligible voters and then directed the Postal Service to deliver mail ballots only to those on the list. Election officials argued that it was ripe for abuse and could cause chaos, and the Postal Union has objected to the idea of mail carriers policing ballots. Pressure from Democrats and Republicans has ended a proposed Trump administration fund. Ed Donahue reports.
The Trump administration is scrapping plans to create a $1.8 billion fund to compensate allies of President Trump. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche told a House committee,
"We are not moving forward with the fund. Period."
New York Democrat Grace Meng asked,
"Not moving forward ever?"
"Correct."
Oh.
The administration had said the fund was essential to make up for what officials insist was weaponized law enforcement during the Biden administration. Blanche said the Justice Department was not abandoning part of a settlement with the IRS that gave President Trump and his family immunity from tax audits. Connecticut Democrat Rosa DeLauro says it adds up to about $100 million.
We are going to forever barred and precluded from examining or prosecuting the president, his sons, and the Trump organization's current tax filings.
The president sued the IRS over leaked tax returns. Ed Donahue, Washington.
WATD News Time, 7:34. More of the day's top stories still to come.
When a business wins awards year after year, you know they're doing something right. I'm Jennifer Kritz, owner of the Clean Team in Kingston. My parents founded the Clean Team in 1983, and since then, we've won countless Reader's Choice and Best of the South Shore awards. The Clean Team cleans carpets, upholstered chairs, sofas, headboards, or benches, removing the soil and unhealthy matter that has collected over the years. Have your hardwood floors become dull and dirty over time? Our deep cleaning process removes the toughest dirt and residue safely and effectively, improving indoor air quality and rejuvenating your hardwood floors. Are you having a hard time cleaning the grout in your kitchen or your bathroom or your shower? We clean tile and grout too. We clean specialty items like Oriental rugs and outdoor cushions. We offer pickup and delivery, or you can drop them off at our facility in Kingston anytime, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
Don't wait. Call now to schedule your spring cleaning appointment, 781-585-4678. Go to thecleanteam.net for special savings and to learn more about what we do. Call the Clean Team.
WATD News Time, 7:35, and the news being brought to you by Cape Cod 5, passionate about supporting the financial wellness of individuals, families, and businesses across southeastern Massachusetts. Visit their new location on Commerce Way in Plymouth today. A Wareham man was sentenced in Boston federal court after pleading guilty to child pornography charges. 50-year-old Brendan Bendel will serve 90 months in prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release. He was indicted by a grand jury last June on charges of possession and receipt of child pornography. The U.S. Attorney's Office says that Bendel was a member of a chat group where members viewed and posted child porn. Authorities say that he posted at least 17 videos, and a search of his residence and phone by investigators found over 9,000 images of child pornography involving children as young as infants. An Iranian drone attack hits Kuwait airport, causing injuries. Charles De La Desma reports.
Gulf state Kuwait says it has suspended commercial flights after an Iranian drone attack heavily damaged the country's airport and caused injuries, hours after Iran and the US traded missile strikes in the region. The strikes come as semi-official Iranian news agencies say the country had stopped communicating with mediators about extending a ceasefire in the war with the US and Israel. US President Donald Trump has disputed that claim, saying talks are continuing. Exchanges of strikes in the Gulf region and Israel's broadening war in Lebanon are adding strain to efforts to end the war with Iran. I'm Charles De La Desma.
The Scuba Bowl, which raises money for the Jimmy Fund, is back once again, and Jimmy Fund Vice President Caitlin Fink told the South Shore's Morning News this year it's being run out of the Seaport in Boston.
We've had some great feedback to date. There's so many companies down there now, so still getting that same vibe of people coming out at their lunch break or a little 3 o'clock snack. So I think it's going to be a really great 3 days. We have partnered with Shark Ninja this year on the event, and they've been incredible presenting sponsors and really bringing some new activations to the event. They've been working with one of our Dana-Farber pediatric patients on a special lemonade that she'll be serving called Livy's Lemonade, so people can try that. But like you said, the ice cream, that's clearly a wonderful part of the event, but really the main point of the Jimmy Fund Scuba Bowl is to bring awareness and to raise critical funds for Dana-Farber. And so that's why we're there. And everyone who comes can know that they are truly making a difference in how we treat and research cancer, not only here in Boston at Dana-Farber, but really around the world.
And the Scuba Bowl runs today and tomorrow from noon to 8 p.m. For more information, go to scooperbowl.org. WATD News Time, 7:38. Traffic and weather on the 9s next.
At Cape Cod 5, we know that strong businesses create strong communities. That's why we're committed to being more than just a bank. We're a trusted financial partner dedicated to helping businesses of all sizes thrive. Whether it's a local business looking for its first loan, a family-owned business planning for the next generation, or an expanding company seeking new opportunities, we provide the financial solutions and personalized support to fuel success. Reach out to us. We're here to help. CapeCod5.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 401717.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
Hey, good morning. The time now is 7:39, and taking a look at your drive Wednesday morning, it is busy. Again, keep in mind it gets very slow getting over the bridges in the morning with people heading over there. And avoid it if you can. Route 3 southbound about 2 miles from Herring Pond Road down to the Sagamore. 25 east, slow about a mile. And it's starting to jam up on the main line side of the canal for about a mile or two in the right lane along the Scenic Highway getting to the Sagamore. Route 3 north, we had some pockets near Route 14 in the work zone in Duxbury, and then again from Route 18 in Weymouth up into Braintree. Northbound expressway is filled in from Braintree up to Southampton Street 24. Pockets 140 to 44, Harrison Boulevard to 93. 93 southbound is busy from Braintree over to Canton. 93 north is slow. Route 28 in Randolph to the Split. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
At the Blue Hill Observatory this morning, once again, temperatures down into the low and mid 40s, but they did rebound nicely yesterday to a top temp of 75. The visibility was right around 60 miles for a while yesterday, and then the view dropped to about 40 miles, and that was because of pollen levels that are really starting to increase, especially pine pollen. From hilltop to lakeshore, it's another Goldilocks day for all of Greater Boston, the Metro South, and the South Shore. What's that? Well, it's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right, and we'll see an abundance of sunshine. Again, we are off to that cool start this morning. Parts of interior southeastern Massachusetts down close to 40, but we should make it into the upper 70s away from the influence of a northeasterly sea breeze. Yesterday's sea breeze was a little bit more southeasterly. Coming up here for tonight, we'll look for a mainly clear sky. The overnight low temperature into the mid-50s, upper 50s Boston, low 50s southeastern Massachusetts. Thursday warms up with a good supply of sun. The high temperature into the low and mid-80s. Even toaster times to talk about for Friday. Lovers of summer air will love highs of 85 to 90. Saturday offers up a mix of clouds and sun, temperatures into the mid-80s. Could be a couple of showers later Saturday night. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
62 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 7:41. The South Shore's Morning News continues now on 95.9 WATD.
South Shore's Morning News. It is a Wednesday. I'd love to hear bongos. There we go. Thank you very much for obliging. It's time now for the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce segment. Amy Naples joins us every week at this time. Amy, of course, is the Executive Director of the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce. Get involved. Amy, good morning.
Good morning, Rob. How are you?
I am doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Oh, I mean, I just love, favorite month is here. Month of June. I love it.
It's your birthday month too, right?
Yes. Oh, you're so good. Amy is so good, isn't she? She does. Yeah, she is right on top of that. Yes, that'll be coming up 15th of June. And as I mentioned, I love the Scooper Bowl and I love summer. So
Yes,
June's a good month for
Bowl.
many reasons.
June is a good month. You can have ice cream for dinner whenever you want.
It is true. It is true. Oh, boy. All right, so we've got 3 or 4 items we're going to get in this week to let you know what's going on. So we like doing that. Let's see. Item number 1, Amy.
Yeah, so we have a busy week and month happening for the Plymouth Area Chamber. So first up is going to be happening tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, and that is the Cornerstone Financial Ribbon Cutting. It is their 1-year anniversary of purchasing the building at 29 Samoset Street. Many of you know Cornerstone Financial, the owner, Brendan Elliott. He was also the Mirrorball winner trophy for Dancing with Our Stars.
Very good.
So we are super excited to officially cut the ribbon at his offices at 29 Samoset Street tomorrow, which is Thursday, June 4th, from 3 to 5 p.m. It is going to be a block party, a great time, awesome networking, good foods, drinks, what have you. So come on down. It is sure to be a fantastic time, and the weather looks spectacular as well.
Yeah, it really does. It's a perfect way to spend a late Thursday. That sounds great. So that's going on tomorrow at, again, right in Plymouth there. At
right in the heart of downtown on Samoset Street, 29.
Cornerstone Financial. All right.
And from 3 to 5 p.m.
3 to 5. Okay, let's see.
And then next week, I wanted folks to save the date for our Business After Hours. This is our monthly networking event held after hours, of course. It takes place from 4 to 6 p.m. Our host this month is Merbo and Spa, which is located in the Pine Hills at 35 Landmark Drive. That is on June 11th. I think that is a Thursday. I don't have that in front of me, but I believe it is a Thursday evening. It's a very casual atmosphere of networking, mixing and mingle. Merbo obviously lends itself to such the most beautiful atmosphere. So that is sure to be a good one. We expect a lot of people to attend that, again, from 4 to 6 on June 11th. There is no fee to attend, and you can sign up on PlymouthChamber.com, or if you can just show up, we'd be glad to have you.
That'd be good. That's okay. So that is a Thursday. It's June 11th.
Okay.
If we have Joyce, she doesn't say it. She's always talking up the Mirbeau.
Yes, Joyce
you better be there, Joyce, from our sales team. All right.
Yes, I bet Joyce will be there.
All right. That's number 2. Let's see. Number 3.
And then next week, we also have our ladies party golf tournament, and I say party. And it is for all the ladies to get out and be able to get out on the golf course. A great day of networking, relationship building, and swinging some clubs. So we are going to be having that at Squirrel Run Country Club, which is located in Plymouth at 32 Elderberry Drive. Check-in begins at 11:30, and we'll have a shotgun start at 1 p.m. We do ask that you pre-register for that. If you're an individual player, that's fine. Also, if you'd like to reserve a foursome, we welcome that as well, but we ask you to pre-register for that event. You can head over to PlymouthChamber.com to register, or you can certainly reach out to me. But I also want to note all levels are welcome. So if you've never swung a club before, or if you're an experienced golfer, come join us.
All right. That sounds great. Okay. And let's see. We have time for one more item.
Sure. So we have another ribbon cutting coming up this month on June 16th from 3 to 4 p.m. And that is going to be at the new restaurant. It's the Himalaya Restaurant and Bar, which is located in the heart of downtown Plymouth at 8 Court Street. So that ribbon cutting will be awesome. It's a great opportunity to check out the Himalayan restaurant and, of course, do some networking. And we're excited to officially cut the ribbon on that. We love to see our, when vacancies happen, to see another restaurant coming into the downtown, we are super excited about. So that owner is also the owner of Lobster Hut, which is, of course, one of a staple of the community. So KG is the owner, and we are super excited to celebrate him. He's been a longtime member of the organization and opening his third restaurant, actually.
Wow. Well, that's great. Okay, so that's Himalaya?
The Himalaya Restaurant and Bar, yes.
Ooh,
and that is on June 16th, 3 to 4 p.m.
All right, check it out. Lots of great things going on. And, of course, you can stay connected. Amy joins us every Wednesday after the news at 7:30. And if you want to find out more, follow them on social media. And, of course, you can get the links for all the events as well at PlymouthChamber.com, PlymouthChamber.com to find out what's going on right in our area, and a lot of fun things. It sounds like it's going to be another busy summer for the Chamber, that's for sure.
It sure is, but June is shaping up to be a great month. So
yeah, it'll be fun. Amy Naples, Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce. As always, Amy, good to have you on the show, and hope you have a good rest of your week.
My pleasure. Thanks so much, Rob. Have a good one.
You too. Amy Naples with us every week. She's the executive director of the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce. 7:48, and coming up next, traffic and weather on the 9s.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Back out to the roads. Time is 7:49. WATD's traffic and weather. We update it every 10 minutes in the morning. And the expressway northbound, heavy and slow from the Braintree split all the way up towards Southampton Street. Drive time 31 minutes. Braintree to Boston. Route 3 northbound. Seeing delays mainly Route 18 up into Braintree. Southbound almost a mile and a half to 2 miles approaching the Sagamore. 25 east, about a mile at the Bourne. 24 pockets, 140 up past 44. It looks a little busy again around the 24 interchange. We're seeing a little bit of a delay there in Raynham. And then some more delays, 24 out of Avon up to 93, and very slow this morning on 93 out of Braintree. Just stop and go through Canton. Getting on to 128 up past Route 1 in Dedham. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. Let's get the details now. And we have meteorologist Josh Nichols with the South Shore's most accurate and dependable weather. Being sponsored by Bradford's Package Store with the most robust selection of beer, wine, and alcohol around. Bradford's has something for everyone for your gatherings, whether it be graduation or Father's Day or any event. Stop by and stock up on Route 3A just past Plymouth Center. Bradford's Package Store.
Another chilly start here this morning. The sun came up just shortly after 5 a.m. and just before it did, temperatures bottomed out close to 40 degrees across parts of interior southeastern Massachusetts. We're largely into the middle 40s here to start our morning across the South Shore. As we head into this day, today my forecast calls again for an abundance of sunshine. It's true Goldilocks weather. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right. Just make sure you have that sunscreen on before you head out the door. We're in the midst of some of the strongest sun angles of the year if you're going to be spending a lot of time outside. The high temperature should be up into the upper 70s to near 80 inland. A little bit of a northeasterly sea breeze will set up, keeping things a touch cooler by the water's edge of our South Shore beaches. Coming up for tonight, it's mainly clear, maybe not quite as cool. The overnight low temperature 50 to 55. For tomorrow, planning a good supply of sun. It warms up with highs into the mid-80s. There'll be a feeble sea breeze setting up shop. Friday's toasty to be sure, mostly sunny, the high 85 to 90. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Thanks, Josh. And right now, 63 in Marshfield at the weather station. WATD. Sports next.
The customers of Bradford's Package Store in Plymouth say it's the best liquor store around. Owners Tom and Marianne Heslin treat all customers like family, offer everyday low prices and a friendly atmosphere.
Hi, I'm Marianne. This graduation weekend, stop in on your way to the beach, barbecue, or party, and check out our large selection of beer and wine, as well as our full liquor selection. We not only stock all your favorite beer, we also carry those hard-to-find microbrews. Don't forget to shop our famous bargain wine table. At Bradford's, we have coolers, snacks, beach items, and of course, ice. Bradford's has a wide assortment of kegs and can accommodate any size graduation party or family gathering. Pick up some lottery tickets, and remember, gift certificates are always available.
Experience the best liquor store in Plymouth, Bradford's Package Store, Route 3A, 1 mile south of Plymouth Center. Open 8:30 a.m. till 11 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. on Sundays.
WATD Sports at 7:53. Good morning. I'm Rob Hakala. Well, a loss for the Red Sox. They have not done great this year, and as you know, they have not done very well at Fenway. They don't have a very good home record. The Red Sox lose to the Orioles last night, 4-2 at Fenway. The Red Sox will continue their series with the Orioles tonight at 6:45. All right, so newly acquired Patriots wide receiver A.J. Brown introducing himself and meeting with the press yesterday for the first time after being traded to New England. Very excited. He gave a message to Patriots fans and feels very optimistic about his current career and the direction the team's going.
Just talking to my mom.
Yeah, he was very excited. A.J. Brown there talking, and he got his wish for a fresh start. And he says everything has worked out as how it was supposed to, and that he's excited for the opportunity to play in New England now after being traded from Philadelphia. Stanley Cup Finals, the Vegas Golden Knights beat the Carolina Hurricanes 5-4 last night. They take Game 1, Game 2 tomorrow night at 8. NBA Finals get underway tonight. San Antonio Spurs hosting the New York Knicks in Game 1. That is tonight at 8:30. That's your update on sports. Now, the Old Colony Elder Services Tip of the Month. World Elder Abuse Awareness Day is observed in June each year to raise awareness about this growing issue. OCES, a designated Aging Services Access Point, works with local communities to help prevent elder abuse through education, advocacy, and support services. To learn more, go to ocesma.org.
I'm Nicole Long, CEO at OCES. For more than 51 years, OCES has been empowering older adults and individuals with disabilities by providing information to support safe and healthy living as they grow older. Whether you need nutrition support, home care, or caregiver support, OCES connects you with the programs and community resources you need to stay independent. For more information, call 508-584-1561 or visit us at ocesma.org.
Few make it big in motorsports, but the real reward for most is the joy of competition. I'm Miles Heeger. The excitement and danger of motorsports are the reasons drivers love to race and why fans keep showing up. Join me and my guests each week as we discuss the local short tracks while also sharing opinions and insight on the National Series. Tune in to Miles on Motorsports tonight at 7 here on 95.9 WATD.
WATD News, winner of the 2026 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Breaking News. Live coverage of the Karen Reed murder trial. WATD, the only commercial small market radio station in all of New England to win a Regional Edward R. Murrow Award. And we thank you all across the South Shore. You're the reason we strive to be the South Shore's trusted news source. 95.9 WATD and 95.9 WATD.com.
7:57, the South Shore's Morning News, 95.9 FM, WATD. Rob Hakala with the morning team. Text line available for you if you want to chime in about ice cream. Got the Super Bowl underway. Did you hear me read some of the ice cream lineup? Ben & Jerry's going to be there. They're going to have half-baked Cherry Garcia, honey graham latte. I want to try all of these flavors. The Super Bowl goes today and tomorrow, noonday to the Seaport. But I wanted to try, let's see, Haagen-Dazs has a peppermint bark. I love the peppermint. Let's see, freckled mint chocolate chip, strawberry pretzel salad, birthday cakes and blackberries, chocolate gooey brownies, sea salt with caramel ribbons. Good flavors. All right, now look forward to that. Scooperbowl.org if you want to find out more about that. Also, people checking in on some children's shows. We were talking about shows to remember growing up. Some people really wanted to talk about Romper Room and Captain Kangaroo. Maybe other shows that they watched. Joanne from Randolph says, I'm not of the Howdy Doody era, but I do remember it being talked about. I was definitely in the Romper Room, Rex Trailer, Boomtown, Captain Kangaroo era. Yeah, it's interesting. I guess sometimes the shows you mentioned that kind of put you into a certain spot in time. Bunny Rabbit was my favorite. He was kind of like a Cookie Monster, only he hoarded carrots. I think the earliest TV shows I remember were the Soupy Sale Show, geared for children. And on PBS, there was a woman who taught French that seemed to fascinate me at a young age. Bonjour. All right, thank you. Merci beaucoup, Joanne from Randolph. Dick from Plymouth wanted to give a big shout out for Amy Naples from the Plymouth Chamber. She works hard for our business community, and I thank her for that. Amy Naples from the Plymouth Chamber, says Dick from Plymouth. My only question is, when does she sleep? Now, that's a good question, Dick. 781-837-4900 is the text line. 8 o'clock news, ABC, and then Dan in our newsroom. And then next half hour, we've got a local author. Rick Cochran's got a presentation coming up at the Hull Public Library in June. We're going to talk to Rick right after the news at 8. 7:59, traffic and weather in the 9s. Route 3 is slow. Route 18 up into Braintree. Southbound is slow, about 1.5 miles to 2 miles approaching the Sagamore. 25 east, about a mile delay at the Bourne. 24, slow spots past 140 and 44, and then again out of Brockton and Avon up to 93. Still tough on 93 most of the way from Braintree over into Canton. South Shore weather for today. We're going to have a nice day today. Lots of sunshine. The high up about 73 tonight. Mostly clear. The low will drop down to, the low will drop down to about 50. I'm sorry, that's 55 for the low tonight. Then tomorrow looks good. Lots of sunshine, warmer, a high near 77. 64 in Marshfield. Good morning. 8 o'clock.
This is the South Shore's radio station, WATD FM Marshfield. And on your smart speaker, say play
ABC News. I'm Sherry Preston. The votes are still being counted in California's huge open primary for governor. More than 60 candidates were on the ballot. So far, the leader appears to be Republican and Fox News host Steve Hilton.
It looks very much as if Californians really will have the chance to vote for change in November and take our state in a new direction.
If no candidate gets more than 50%, which is virtually assured, then the top two go to a runoff. In Los Angeles, incumbent Mayor Karen Bass is projected to advance. She could face reality star Spencer Pratt. Kuwait says an Iranian attack on its main airport left one person dead and significant damage. The airport is now partially reopened. Hostage negotiators in Bakersfield, California, still trying to convince a man who claims to have a bomb to let the hostages he's holding come out. 2 hostages released so far. This is ABC News. We're hearing from the mother of a teenager with special needs who hasn't been seen since a class trip to the Jersey Shore. ABC's Matt Rivers explains what happened.
DeVoris Carter's family says the 14-year-old was with a chaperone and a family member on the trip, but when that family member went to get something to eat, DeVoris went into the water with several other children, while staff watched from shore.
There were no lifeguards present at all, and they still allowed these children that special needs to get into the water.
The other children were rescued by a police officer. The incident comes just days after a 12-year-old boy from Long Island drowned during a rafting trip on the Lehigh River in the Poconos.
The UK has ordered Google to allow news sites to opt out of having their online content scraped to feed Google's AI overviews. The Competition and Markets Authority watchdog looking to loosen the tech giant's stranglehold on the UK's online search market by forcing changes to the company. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.9 WATD.
95.9 WATD.com.
64 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 8:02. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by Cross Insurance. For all your home, auto, and business insurance needs, contact Cross Insurance on Ocean Street in Marshfield. Crews were called to the scene of a fire in Quincy. That fire reported around 6 a.m., and Weymouth firefighters Local 1616 say that an engine from their town was dispatched to a, quote, multiple alarm fire on Harrison Street. And the Friends of Quincy Firefighters IAFF Local 792 say the fire reached 3 alarms at one point. At this time, there is no official word regarding any potential damage or injuries. We are continuing to follow this story and will provide you with more information as we receive it. A West Bridgewater fire truck was rear-ended while firefighters were assisting a state police trooper whose cruiser struck a deer on Route 24. WCVB-TV reports the crash happened at about 2:30 yesterday morning. The driver of the vehicle that struck the fire truck was taken to Boston Medical Center. That crash is under investigation. WATD News Time, 8:03. More of the day's top stories still to come.
No matter the season, extreme weather can impact the cost of homeowners insurance. Hi, this is Carol from Cross Insurance, with local offices in Braintree and Marshfield. Throughout the country, when weather events cause widespread damage, insurance carriers must cover the cost of increased claims and plan for future risks. In response, homeowners insurance rates may rise. Prepare your home for each season and work with Cross Insurance and Safety Insurance. We'll help you determine whether you qualify for any discounts or credits on your insurance premiums. With Cross Insurance and Safety Insurance, you'll have an experienced local agent in your corner and flexible coverage backed by Safety's fast and easy claims services. Plus, by combining your home and auto insurance together with Safety Insurance, you could potentially save up to 20%. Give us a call at 781-848-8600. That's Cross Insurance at 781-848-8600.
WATD News Time coming up on 8:05, and the news being brought to you by South Shore Gutter Monkeys. Experience exceptional care for your home with professional gutter cleaning, repair, and installation services. Contact South Shore Gutter Monkeys for a free estimate today. The State House of Representatives is scheduled to vote today on a bill that would set rules for the voter-approved audit of the legislature and establish guidelines for public access to legislative records. The state Senate voted last week to provide some financial documents requested by State Auditor Diana DeZoglio, who has been pushing for an audit that voters approved in 2024. That came in response to the recent state Supreme Judicial Court ruling clearing the way for DeZoglio to go forward with the audit. The proposed bill would define the auditor's authority and limit the scope of the audit to specific areas such as the state budget and the expenditure of funds. The bill would also bar the courts from getting involved with settling any dispute between the auditor and the legislature, such as forcing records to be turned over and honoring requests for interviews. House Speaker Ron Mariano of Quincy said the proposed measure would ensure greater transparency while respecting the separation of powers as outlined in the state constitution. Public officials, including Governor Maura Healey yesterday, gathering at the newly upgraded Foxborough commuter rail station. Governor Healey says this project will significantly help provide access to World Cup matches.
And all summer long, monthly passes are half off, 50% off commuter rail passes. Fridays are free. And you can use your weekday pass for free on the weekend, and for only $1 more, you can bring a friend or someone with you.
The work was finished in time for the World Cup matches at Boston Stadium, which is what Gillette is being referred to during the run of the World Cup, on June 13th. Interim Transportation Secretary and MBTA General Manager Phil Eng said this station is a good template for other MBTA work.
The upbuild, as we said, can serve up to 20,000 match riders for World Cup. We're excited about that. It's right around the corner, but this is a long-term regional asset that is going to be something that allows us to really model after, use for other places that we want to expand and make fully accessible stations.
The major upgrades at the Foxborough station were done in less than 1 year, which according to the governor's office makes it the fastest permanent station construction project in MBTA history. Attorney General Andrea Campbell has joined New York's Attorney General in their suit against the Trump administration over one of its deals to end an offshore wind project. French company Total Energies is getting $1 billion, essentially a refund of its leases for offshore wind projects off New York and North Carolina, if it invests the money in fossil fuel projects instead. Other state attorneys general from Connecticut, Maine, New Jersey, Rhode Island, and Vermont have also joined New York in challenging the cancellation of the lease off New York, the larger of the two projects and the bulk of the payout. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum says Total Energies was simply refunded their money, which they have already invested in other energy projects in the U.S. WATD News Time 8:08. Traffic and weather on the 9s next.
I'm Bobby Downspout of the South Shore Gutter Monkeys, and today we recognize another group of everyday American heroes, the South Shore Gutter Monkey Office Crew.
Ain't no I in office crew.
Actually, yes there is.
My bad.
These swivel chair jockeys are a triage team of first responders to bad weather. So when Mother Nature is at her worst, these adorable apes are at their best. With superhuman-like skills, they perform those underappreciated tasks, answering phone calls, booking appointments, and giving free estimates right over the phone.
Oh yeah.
And when the South Shore Gutter Monkey crews return from their daily work schedule, those curators of the cubicles rise to the tasks of filing, accounts receivables, and ledger entries.
Not all heroes wear capes.
To converse with one of these paper-pushing primates, call the South Shore Gutter Monkeys at 508-477-9100.
Now write that number down.
Or visit SouthShoreGutterMonkeys.com.
Take it, Johnny.
No monkeys were harmed in the making of this commercial. Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
Hey, good morning. The time now is 8:09, and taking a look at our drive, we are still dealing with some tough spots out there this morning, including the expressway northbound, which is heavy from Braintree up to Andrews Square. Just volume, no major issues in terms of any accidents. It'll take you about a 31-minute drive time as you make your way up. No incidents or crashes there along the expressway north, but just jammed. Route 3 on the northbound side is slow near Union Street in Braintree up to the split. Southbound is busy, about a 2-mile delay at the Sagamore. 25 east is slow about a mile at the Bourne. 24, some slow spots up past 140 and 44, again around 495 up past 104, and then again from 139 to 93. 93 is still slow most of the way from Braintree heading over to Canton. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
Another chilly start here this morning. The sun came up just shortly after 5 a.m. and just before it did, temperatures bottomed out close to 40 degrees across parts of interior southeastern Massachusetts. We're largely into the middle 40s here to start our morning across the South Shore. As we head into this day, today my forecast calls again for an abundance of sunshine. It's true Goldilocks weather. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right. So make sure you have that sunscreen on before you head out the door. We're in the midst of some of the strongest sun angles of the year if you're going to be spending a lot of time outside. The high temperature should be up into the upper 70s to near 80 inland. A little bit of a northeasterly sea breeze will set up, keeping things a touch cooler by the water's edge of our South Shore beaches. Coming up for tonight, it's mainly clear, maybe not quite as cool. The overnight temperature 50 to 55. For tomorrow, planning a good supply of sun. It warms up with highs into the mid-80s. There'll be a feeble sea breeze setting up shop. Friday's toasty to be sure, mostly sunny, the high 85 to 90. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
65 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 8:11. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
The South Shore's morning news rolls on. I'm Rob Hakala with the morning team. Great to have you along this morning, and we do have a special guest in studio this morning. We're very excited to welcome to the program Rick Cochran. He is a local author, and he has a great book out that is based on a real life story. We're going to talk about his family, and he's going to talk about a special event that is coming up in Hull. Rick, good morning to you.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for reaching out to us here at WATD. We're excited to have you on the program today. We're going to be talking about the book this morning, True to His Country, a Civil War novel written by Rick Cochran. So let's talk about the fascinating history behind the story.
Well, thank you, Rob. When I was 12 years old, my 80-year-old grandmother came to live with us. And that was when she first showed me two letters written by her father, who fought in the Civil War for the Union, for the 10th Connecticut Regiment. Mm-hmm. And when I read those letters, they struck me being 100 years old and written in February of 1862. And the way he signed the letter stayed in my mind and became the title of the book. He signed the letter from a soldier true to his country, Charles L. Taylor. Wow. And she also told me that her mother, his wife, my great-grandmother, was an Ulster, Northern Ireland immigrant who was orphaned when her parents died on the ship to America. And so I always knew I had to go into that, learn more about the story. And I've researched it for 6 decades. And finally, a year ago, I finished writing the book that I've been working on for writing for several years.
Wow. It's amazing. So it's available now, and people can get it and order it. True to His Country, a Civil War novel. Amazing. How much of the history was told in the family? Was this something you ever discussed or you had heard about?
Well, my grandmother was born 20 years after the Civil War. She was a big surprise baby, 12 years younger than her next sibling. Her father was in his 50s already. So she had the family history, but when I researched it, I found that some of it was a little mixed up. What was the fascinating find was when I went to Bloomfield, Connecticut, to his gravesite and the family gravesite, and then I went to the Historical Society. There, I discovered that my great-grandmother's foster mother, she had been taken in by her father's business partner and his wife, who were well-to-do merchants and farmers in Bloomfield, Connecticut. Anyway, her foster mother kept a diary, and it's in the Connecticut Historical Society. Mm-hmm. So I was amazed when I learned that. I got a copy of the diary, and she talks about my great-grandparents all the time. They lived a half a mile away from each other, and they stayed close for years. So the diary and the letters became the storyline for my book.
Isn't that amazing that, these type of things, letters were so important really to share. Because Rick, your story is a great one, but the thing is, there are other great examples of people that have written amazing books based on those letters that survived.
Right.
It's amazing. So I'm glad that it was preserved, because it's a look into our history, and in your case, a relative.
Yeah, and the thing is, this book is it's really a family saga. It tells in equal parts the story of the war and what the unbelievable things my great-grandfather endured. Mm-hmm. He was wounded twice. He survived typhoid fever. He rose from private to first sergeant of his company. He fought till the end of the war. He was even part of the occupation of Richmond after the war was over. But it's also the story of the home front. It's the story of Charlotte, my great-grandmother, the story of the Philly family who also had a son who went off to war and became a prisoner of war at the infamous Andersonville. So it's amazing when you're reading something and you see something and you realize the person writing this is talking about your great-grandparents. Yeah. And when you read something at the beginning of the book, I quote Mrs. Philly saying, war has commenced with the Charlestown's firing on Fort Sumter. Bad news. And I think to myself, lady, you have no idea how bad news is.
Yeah, I know. And to give that a sense, I think to almost put us as close as we can imagine, you're right, what it was like to live through those times and to know how difficult it was. And as you mentioned, the war and disease and just a lot of suffering that happened, as we know, in this country as it was divided. It was, relatives would be fighting each other.
Right.
In some cases. So, True to His Country, a Civil War novel. Rick Cochran is with us today. And we do want to mention there is an event that's coming up on Thursday, June 11th. Rick, tell us you're going to be going to Hull, right?
Yes, I actually live in Hull. And so on next Thursday at 5:30 at the Hull Library, I'll be doing a presentation about the book. For the last year, I've done over a dozen presentations to various groups, from Civil War groups to writers, readers groups, with slideshows, and kind of got the presentation down pat and perfected. So I'll be doing that. If those of you who've never been to the Hull Library, it's a gorgeous location right near the tip of Hull and looking out on Boston Harbor. So I hope you'll come and enjoy the evening. Maybe go get something nice to eat on the waterfront after we've finished at 6:30.
Yeah. Hull's got a lot of history. You're right. And speaking of old forts, there are a lot of old forts in Hull. Going back
yeah,
a
it's
long
right
time.
next to Fort Revere, which is a historic site going back to the American Revolution.
Yeah, think about that. Boy, well, this will be great. It is so important. We love supporting local authors, Rick, like yourself, and someone that has an amazing story here, True to His Country. And again, this is based on diaries, letters, old records, and writing about his great-grandparents in the Civil War. And it's called True to His Country. I'll hold this up here so people can see the cover. It's a beautiful cover, Rick, isn't it?
Thank you. My niece, who's a descendant, she did that. She's a graphic artist. And I wanted to have the letter in the background because that's what really inspired me. The letter he signed, True to His Country.
True to His Country, a Civil War novel. Rick Cochran with us today. Anybody can show up on Thursday, June 11th. You just come at 5:30. And there'll be a talk. Tell us about some of the things you'll be covering the book. Will you be taking any time to answer some questions from people?
Oh, absolutely. I take questions. I tell the story in more detail of what I call serendipity, the things that I stumbled on when I started looking into my family story, the Julia Philly diary and the other things that, I didn't even know existed.
Wow.
And I do want to mention this is my 6th book. And I actually started to write it about 15 years ago, and I realized that I hadn't written anything yet. I wasn't a good enough writer. And so I set out writing some memoirs, and then I wrote a murder mystery trilogy. All of these are set on Cape Cod in Wellfleet, the town I grew up in.
Okay.
And then when my last murder mystery won a Kirkus Reviews Award, I thought, I think I'm a good enough writer that I can tackle.
Yes, you are.
I can tackle this book now.
Well, Rick, if people want to get this, or if they want to find and they say, boy, I'd like to read some of his other stuff, how do they do that, Rick? Is there a way to find more online?
Absolutely. You can order the book from Amazon or from BookBubs if you want an ebook version. It is available as an ebook and a print book. Your local bookstore can order it for you. And, you can look me up, Google me, Rick Cochran author, find my my webpage and information about me and reviews. As I said, I got a coveted Kirkus Star review on my last novel by Kirkus Reviews. It's easy to get and readily available.
Oh, well, thank you, Rick, for coming on. That's Rick Cochran, Cochran. True to His Country, a Civil War novel. And Rick, thank you so much for joining us on WATD.
Thank you so much, Rob, for having me.
Absolutely. It is traffic and weather time now on WATD. Let's get back out to the roadways. And we are looking at delays on the expressway from Braintree up to Southampton Street, Route 3 northbound. Busy at the top end from Union Street up to the split. Southbound, though, is slow about 2 miles approaching the Sagamore. 25 east is slow at the Bourne. It's been very tough getting on the Cape. 24 north is slow, 140 to 44. Again, 139 to 93. 93 is busy out of Braintree, heading over towards 95 and 128 in Canton. 93 north is slow, Route 28 to the expressway. Traffic on the 9s. Every morning, traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. Josh Nichols joins us. And Josh, your report is sponsored by Cape Cod 5, passionate about supporting the financial wellness of individuals, families, and businesses across southeastern Mass. Visit their new location on Commerce Way in Plymouth today. Cape Cod 5.
Another chilly start here this morning. The sun came up just shortly after 5 a.m. and just before it did, temperatures bottomed out close to 40 degrees across parts of interior southeastern Massachusetts. We're largely into the middle 40s here to start our morning across the South Shore. As we head into this day today, my forecast calls again for an abundance of sunshine. It's true Goldilocks weather. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right. So make sure you have that sunscreen on before you head out the door. We're in the midst of some of the strongest sun angles of the year if you're going to be spending a lot of time outside. The high temperature should be up into the upper 70s to near 80 inland. A little bit of a northeasterly sea breeze will set up, keeping things a touch cooler by the water's edge of our South Shore beaches. Coming up for tonight, it's mainly clear, maybe not quite as cool. The overnight low temperature 50 to 55. For tomorrow, planning a good supply of sun. It warms up with highs into the mid-80s. There'll be a feeble sea breeze setting up shop. Friday's toasty to be sure, mostly sunny, the high 85 to 90. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
And right now, outside our studio, 66 in Marshfield at the weather station, WATD.
At Cape Cod 5, we're proud to take an active role in helping to create strong and vibrant communities throughout our region. From volunteering to providing financial education to sponsoring local events and organizations, giving back is a part of who we are. In fact, Cape Cod 5 gives over $1.5 million annually to community organizations, making a meaningful difference in the lives of those on Cape Cod, on the islands, and in southeastern Mass. Find out more at capecod5.com, member FDIC.
.823, time now for WATD Sports. Good morning, I'm Rob Hakala. Our sports report is sponsored by BizChecks. All right, so a loss for the Red Sox last night. They lose to the Orioles at Fenway. Pete Alonso hit a 2-run homer, and the Orioles' Shane Baz pitched 7 solid innings. Sox lose. We'll take on the Orioles again tonight at Fenway. First pitch, 6:45. Stanley Cup Finals, Vegas Golden Knights beat the Hurricanes last night 5-4. They take Game 1. Game 2 is tomorrow night at 8. And the NBA Finals gets underway tonight. And the San Antonio Spurs hosting the New York Knicks. Game 1 is tonight at 8:30. South Shore Sports, here's Brendan Connolly.
That's right, guys. The playoffs keep on rolling along in Massachusetts. On Tuesday, a few of our local girls lacrosse teams punched a ticket to the Final Four. Let's begin there. In the Division I field, Notre Dame Academy advanced to the state semifinals, cruising past Lincoln Sudbury 14-4. With the win, the Cougars will now clash with Westford Academy this Sunday for a chance to play in the championship. In the Division II field, Gabriella Fisher scored 6 goals, including the game winner with 26 seconds left, as Duxbury rallied to top Longmeadow in a 13-12 thriller. The Dragons now move on to the Final Four. On the boys' side, Marshfield advanced to the Elite 8, knocking off Canton 11-9. Duxbury followed suit, rallying from an early deficit to knock off Milton 10-7. Cam Heald had a hat-trick for the Dragons. In the Division III tournament, Hanover fell to Wakefield, losing 14-7. In boys tennis, Duxbury moved on in the Division II field, defeating Canton 4-1. Plymouth South fell to Westboro, losing 5-0. On the girls' side, Hingham moved on in the Division II bracket, topping Wayland 4-1. Milton won a great match with Reading, holding on 3-2. Notre Dame Academy swept Masconomet, rolling 5-0. And closing out with Division 4, Cohasset kept its season alive, cruising to a 5-0 sweep of Randolph. Brendan Connolly, WATD Sports.
Are you struggling with your payroll service, caught in an endless loop of AI, customer service turnover, and bad hold music? Recently, a business owner who came over to us had 5 payroll reps in 12 months. That's incredible. If that sounds too familiar, you don't have a payroll service, you have payroll software with tech support. Hi, I'm Larry Drago, owner of BizChecks Payroll. And as a small business owner on the Cape and South Shore for 30 years, I personally know that you have more important things to do than wait on hold or explain your question to 3 different people. At BizChecks, you deal with the same local payroll expert each and every payroll. Our payroll specialists average more than 9 years on the job. Many of our employers have worked with the same payroll specialists for over 10 years. And our local tax department guarantees that your taxes are paid on time, every time, and is always available to answer your tax questions.
If you would like to begin working with a company that truly cares about your success, call BizChecks Payroll today or go to bizcheckspayroll.com.
Find out about all of WATD's contests and official rules online at 959watd.com/contests.
All right, 8:27, the South Shore's Morning News, 95.9 FM, WATD, online, 959watd.com. And, of course, up on the YouTube feed, WATD Radio on YouTube. You can like and subscribe there. You can also take part in the chat in the YouTube room. And, of course, you're always welcome on our text line, 781-837-4900. The text line sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body, 781-837-4900. And if you want to check out the beautiful studios on YouTube, you can check that out, Coastal Heritage Bank. Thank you, Coastal Heritage Bank, our sponsor, community-focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Member FDIC, member DIF, Coastal Heritage Bank. Let's see, we have the 8:30 news coming up. We'll check in with Dan McCready, get you updated on the morning's top stories. And don't forget, in the 9 o'clock hour, it's a Wednesday, so we're going to be checking in with Francesca. She'll be joining us in the 9 o'clock hour, so make sure you get those texts in for Francesca as well. She'll be in to have Love Bites, talk about your romance questions, and also Wednesday's wine. That's coming up as well with Francesca, and that'll be in the 9 o'clock hours. So make sure you text in for that. 781-837-4900 is our text line. Time now is 8:29. WATD traffic and weather on the 9s. And the ride this morning. Still jammed on the expressway from the Braintree split up towards Southampton Street. The ride on Route 3 is busy. Union Street up to the split. Southbound is slow, about a mile and a half at the Sagamore. 25 East is slow, about a mile at the Bourne. 24, some pockets up through Avon and Stoughton, and still tough on 93 from Braintree over to Canton. South Shore weather for today, we are going to have sunshine, and the high today will be about close to 73 degrees with mostly sunny skies. Mostly clear tonight. The low drops down to 55. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, and we'll have a high near 77. Right now, outside our studio in Marshfield, the temperature, we're at 67 degrees right now in Marshfield. Good morning. Time now is 8:30.
The South Shore's Morning News on 95.9 FM WATD.
67 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 8:30. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by Tiny & Sons Glass. His boys do a good job. 1-888-64-TINIES. Crews are called to the scene of a fire in Quincy. That fire was reported around 6 a.m., and Weymouth firefighters Local 1616 say that an engine from their town was dispatched to a, quote, multiple alarm fire on Harrison Street. And the Friends of Quincy firefighters 1 IAFF Local 792 say the fire reached 3 alarms at one point. At this time, there's no official word regarding any potential damage or injuries. We're continuing to follow this story, and we will provide you with more information as we receive it. A federal judge in Boston has heard from voting rights groups and a coalition of 24 states that want the courts to halt President Donald Trump's executive order seeking to create a federal voter list and limit who can receive a mail-in ballot. The plaintiffs argue in 2 lawsuits yesterday that the Trump order should be found unconstitutional because the states and Congress, not the president, have the power to set election rules. The government argued the cases should be dismissed, saying it was premature to worry about harm when the voter list had not yet been created. Trump's order is aimed at ensuring that only U.S. citizens vote, but instances of non-citizens casting ballots are extremely rare. Trump issued the order in March after a bill he supported to overhaul voting stalled in Congress. The order would have had the federal government create a list of eligible voters and then directed the Postal Service to deliver mail ballots only to those on the list. Election officials argued that it was ripe for abuse and could cause chaos, and the Postal Union has objected to the idea of mail carriers policing ballots. A wide array of vendors will be taking part in this year's Scooper Bowl, which helps raise money for the Jimmy Fund.
We have 13 vendors there, 13 different ice cream brands participating. We have ice cream, frozen yogurt, dairy-free options. We even have Philadelphia ice. So really something for everyone, and looking forward to seeing as much of the Jimmy Fund community down celebrating the kickoff of summer with us.
Jimmy Fund Vice President Caitlin Fink told the South Shore's Morning News they also have offerings for the 21-plus crowd.
Scoop at Night, as it was known in the past, which really gained some great traction over the last few years, we actually switched it up a little bit. So we are now offering it all 3 days. After 4 p.m., our 21-plus crowd can purchase 2 drink tickets when they arrive as part of the Scooper Bowl and enjoy some beverages from local beer and wine distributors, and there will be some mocktail options as well. So another layer to Scooper Bowl as we continue to expand and grow the event.
The Scooper Bowl runs today and tomorrow from noon to 8 p.m. For more information, go to scooperbowl.org. WATD News Time coming up on 8:34. More of the day's top stories still to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome opening day. Pembroke Titans softball.
Okay, Addie, you got this. Just relax.
I know, Dad.
First batter coming to the plate.
I know, Hattie, but just keep your eye on the ball. Just keep your eye on the ball.
Dad, relax. I do got this.
I know, Hattie, remember, don't swing at the first pitch.
Daddy!
And here's the pitch. That is a fair... In fact, that's a home run!
Sorry about your windshield, Dad.
Are you kidding me? That was awesome. I'm keeping the inspection sticker for a souvenir.
Windshield broken by a home run? Call Tiny first. 1-888-64-TINIES.
That's my Hattie.
WATD News Time coming up on 8:35, and the news being brought to you by Croy Health, formerly NVNA and Hospice, proud to provide quality home care, hospice, and palliative services to 27 towns from Plymouth to Milton. Visit croyhealth.org. That's CROI Health.org. A recycling audit and committee appointments will be among the topics of discussion when the Pembroke Select Board meets tonight. And joining us this morning with a preview is Town Manager William Chenard. Mr. Chenard, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Dan. It's good to be with you today.
So, as I mentioned, there will be a town-wide recycling audit.
Yeah, so we take our recycling to Avon, and regularly they do an audit of our recyclables. It is critical that we only put recyclables in our recycle bins. If you have any question whatsoever, throw it in the trash bin. It's no difference in cost to you, but it can make a big difference in cost overall in the town's town's trash fee. Because if we put trash in our recycle bins, it creates contamination, and the higher our contamination level, the higher our recycling fees.
There will also be a vote regarding an amended date for the Taste of Pembroke.
Yep, the folks with the Taste of Pembroke have asked to change the date. The Select Board will be making that change. There should be no issues. It's going to be rescheduled to October 10th.
The board will also be making a series of reappointments.
Yeah, it's a big reappointment time of year. We'll be doing a number of them tonight. The number of boards and committees that the board appoints, there'll be some more at their next meeting also.
Also, you're appointing a neglected graves officer?
Yep, we have a requirement. So we'll be appointing Dave McPhillips, a former veterans agent, as a neglected graves officer this evening.
That will be followed by a vote to increase the trash bill.
Yeah, as I said with the recycling, the higher our contamination, the higher our trash fees. So we have to increase the trash fee to $480. I will note we did a quick survey. We are still less than private companies and many public trash services.
Now, you're also going to be giving a report to the board. What can we expect there?
Yeah, so I'll be doing a project update and just a quick update on summer safety at the town's beaches.
All right. Well, tonight's Select Board meeting will begin at 7 o'clock, and that'll be taking place at Pembroke Town Hall. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We do appreciate it.
My pleasure.
WATD News Time coming up on 8:38. Traffic and weather is next.
I'm Renee McGinnis, and I've been honored to lead the largest provider of home care, hospice, and palliative services in 27 towns from Milton to Plymouth. I'm excited to share that we have rebranded as Croy Health, still an independent, non-profit organization. NVNA and Hospice is a part of our legacy, and Croy Health represents all that we do in our commitment to growth. Learn more at croyhealth.org.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
Coming around to 8:39, it is your Wednesday ride and remains a tough one on the expressway. Just heavy and slow volume coming up out of Braintree as you make your way up towards Southampton Street. It's about a 38-minute drive time from Braintree to Boston. Route 3 is slow around Union Street up to the split. We do have delays, though. Route 3 north after Route 14 in Duxbury. Southbound, we are seeing about a mile and a quarter approaching the Sagamore. 25 east is slow at the Bourne. Route 24 on the northbound side is sluggish as you make your way up past 139 towards 93. 93 is busy out of Braintree heading over to Ponkapog. And we do have delays on 93 north from Route 28 to the expressway. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, the updated South Shore weather.
At the Blue Hill Observatory this morning, once again, temperatures down into the low and mid 40s, but they did rebound nicely yesterday to a top temp of 75. The visibility was right around 60 miles for a while yesterday, and then the view dropped to about 40 miles, and that was because of pollen levels. They're really starting to increase, especially pine pollen. From hilltop to lakeshore, it's another Goldilocks day for all of Greater Boston, the Metro South, and the South Shore. What's that? It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's just right, and we'll see an abundance of sunshine. Again, we are off to that cool start this morning. Parts of interior southeastern Massachusetts down close to 40, but we should make it into the upper 70s away from the influence of a northeasterly sea breeze. Yesterday's sea breeze was a little bit more southeasterly. Coming up here for tonight, we'll look for a mainly clear sky. The overnight low temperature into the mid-50s, upper 50s Boston, low 50s southeastern Massachusetts. Thursday warms up with a good supply of sun. The high temperature into low and mid-80s. Even toaster times to talk about for Friday. Lovers of summer air will love highs of 85 to 90. Saturday offers up a mix of clouds and sun, temperatures into the mid-80s. Could be a couple of showers later Saturday night. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
68 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 8:41. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
All right, here we are rolling along, middle of the week already. It is the 3rd of June, a Wednesday, 2026. You've been hearing about the Super Bowl. Planning on going in today. Very excited. Don't know where I'm going to park yet. I did enjoy it much easier, Dan, when you could take the red line. I guess I can switch over to a silver line or something like that, but...
yeah, that back in the days when it was a City Hall Plaza, that was real easy to get to.
Red line, and even then, if there's anyone older that remembers, the first few were on the Boston Common. Which seems appropriate in a way, because when I think of ice cream, I think of cows, and... From what I understand, Dan, did cows roam the common back in
very much so, yes.
In the early years? Okay.
Yeah, back in the days of ye old Puritans.
With cows all around the place. We love the cows.
But then they had to move them along.
That's true. That is true. Let's see. Today and tomorrow will be the final days, noon to 8. I was reading, what is Eric wanted to know what was your favorite flavor. Did you have one?
Myself?
Yeah, because I went with mint chocolate chip. Do you have a favorite flavor overall?
I would say overall my number one favorite flavor. I'm a big fan. It kind of comes down to two. I do like cookie dough.
Cookie dough.
But also I'm a very kind of simple man in a lot of ways, so my usual go-to is chocolate with Jimmy's.
Okay, chocolate with Jimmy's. Yeah, that's a good go-to one. Hood's going to be having cookie dough this year.
Oh, nice. Hood's a quality ice cream.
Golden vanilla and mint chocolate chunk. Oh, something for both of us, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There's something called Holy Cow. They're going to have something
called...
Oh, yes,
I've been to
Mint Sanity. That sounds good.
Okay.
Vegan coconut Oreo. Could be good. Party Animal. I have no idea what's in that flavor.
It's that
interesting.
Could be a lot of things.
Yeah. Haagen-Dazs is going to have a nice summer blueberry lemon sorbet. This is kind of nice because sometimes what you don't want to do if you want to try to eat as much ice cream is you don't want to fill up on the chocolate and the heavy flavors. Sometimes you need to have like a palate cleanser, and it's nice to have a sorbet or maybe one of the ice, because if you go for chocolate or brownie or any of those flavors, you can get in trouble early if you want to try to eat a lot.
Yeah.
Chocolate gooey brownie, sea salt.
And what kind of, are they going to have a lot of wacky toppings too, or?
They generally, no, for them,
No, okay.
what they do, because it's just so many people, what they do is they have the little cups, they have like the little small little cups, and they just kind of put a little scoop in there, and then they kind of hand it off there, and then they give you a spoon. You got to keep your spoon, because if it goes away, you don't get a new one. They give you one plastic spoon when you come in there. So it's kind of fun, because I've seen over the years people that do the Super Bowl, they go every year. It's either fun to stack up all the cups to kind of show off, like usually young guys will do that. Or what I've seen some people do, and this is kind of an interesting one, they have a muffin tin. Have you seen, like something you make muffins?
Oh, yeah.
And then they put their cups in there and bring them around.
Oh.
So if they want to load up.
Well, that's clever. I have to say that's clever.
Muffin tins. So anyway, it's going to be in the Seaport this year. I'm going to try to find out where to go and park later today. I might just drive in. I know that's bad, but it might be easier just to do that, to go in and out. Text in on ice cream if you want, 781-837-4900. We also have JB texting in. Again, very sad to hear about the death of R&B icon Peabo Bryson. We played that story earlier from ABC. He talked about Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
One of the songs there for Peabo Bryson. So we did do a little Peabo Bryson tribute earlier. But you're right, we should play that story again, because, it was kind of sad. I mean, as I said, so many iconic songs and duets and just a great voice.
And I have a feeling there are probably some people who don't know the name, but will definitely recognize the voice.
Yeah, and I think if you do hear the name, it's easy to remember it after hearing, because how many Peabos do you know, right? Peabo.
I got to admit, not that many.
Peabo Bryson. Here's ABC.
His voice propelled some of Disney's most powerful songs to the top of the charts.
Everlasting fall, never just as sure.
Peebo Bryson's family confirms the singer-songwriter has died after suffering a stroke. For more than 50 years, he lent his silky smooth tenor to iconic soul ballads and R&B classics.
Ah, there you go. Good stuff there, Peebo Bryson. All right. Let's see. I had one other thing to get. Oh, the children's shows. For some reason, that cut people off. Dan talking about it. All started with people saying that when we do celebrity birthdays, we read names, and someone said it sounds like it reminded them of Romper Room.
Yes,
in a way. So you had some people checking in on. Let's see, favorite kids shows. A lot of people with Captain Kangaroo.
Yep.
We had some people mentioning Rex Trailer and Boomtown. A lot of those shows. For me, what would it be? For me, I was saying Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, 3-2-1 Contact. I loved.
There was the Electric
Reading
Company.
Rainbow. Oh, the Electric Company. Yes, that's another good one.
I don't know if anybody remembers this one, but there was a show called Square One.
Square One.
Where it tried to get kids into like math.
Yeah.
And they had like kind of a Dragnet spoof that they called MathNet.
MathNet. Okay, I'm going to have to look that up. They had some creative ones because they had the Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, I loved that one.
And that was great because, I mean, how many times do you have an a cappella band that's right there?
Yeah, and they had a lot of...
Is that rockapella?
They had a lot of special agents who were like kind of celebrities at the time. One of them was Joe Biden.
Oh,
he called in
really?
a tip to give them information on how to catch
Joe
Carmen
Biden?
Yeah, Joe Biden.
All right.
Yeah, he was a senator at the time, but he called in to
Wow.
offer a tip.
I didn't know that. Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, so text in if you have any favorite memory on kids shows or I doubt there are many. Oh, Zoom, someone mentioned. Yeah, you got to mention Zoom was local because also Dr. Joe Schran, you remember, was one of the original cast, I think, on Zoom. Mickey Mouse Club, you got the original version. You do have newer versions. It was, when I was growing up, the Disney Channel was a new thing. There was a Mickey Mouse Club. A lot of people went on to have very interesting careers after being on the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah, the last iteration, you ended up having like Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera.
All from that show.
All from that show.
Was Gosling on that show?
I don't know.
I don't know. It might have been, Ryan. I don't know.
I mean, it's possible, but I honestly don't know.
And then there are other people. That was it. All right. John from Marshfield wanted to say he enjoyed hearing Rick Cochran on the air. Rick was on to talk about his book, Dan, about True to His Country, a Civil War novel based on letters he found, letters and old records about his great-grandparents from the Civil War era. How about that? That's amazing. John says, thank you for featuring Rick Cochran. I plan to purchase his book. My great-great-grandfather, John said, fought for the Union in the Civil War. He fought at Gettysburg and was wounded in the Battle of the Wilderness. So, again, a lot of people who have ties back to the Civil War.
Yeah, I had a I had an ancestor who fought in the Civil War, but I'm not really sure. I believe he was killed in battle, but I don't know much more than that.
From the Union?
Yeah. For the Union side, absolutely, yeah.
True to his country. Wow. A Civil War novel is Rick Cochran, who is having a talk, by the way, in Hull. He'll be 5:30 to 6:30 Thursday, June 11th. All right, so that'll be coming up, and you can go and see Rick and find out more about the book as well. So there you go. All right, 781-837-4900 is our text line if you want to chime in. 781-837-4900. Sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. All right, let's get a look at the ride on the expressway northbound. It's jammed Braintree up to a left lane breakdown at East Milton, then it remains heavy up to Andrews Square. Route 3 is busy Union Street up to the split. Southbound is just slow at the Sagamore. 25 East just slow at the Bourne. 24 is Pockets, 139 to 93. And still tough on 93 from Braintree over to Canton. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. Let's get the details. Sponsored by King Optical. Choose from thousands of custom frames or get replacement lenses crafted for your favorite pair of glasses. You can clearly see why they've been in business for over 70 years. KingOptical.net.
Another chilly start here this morning. The sun came up just shortly after 5 a.m. and just before it did, temperatures bottomed out close to 40 degrees across parts of interior southeastern Massachusetts. We're largely into the middle 40s here to start our morning across the South Shore. As we head into this day today, my forecast calls again for an abundance of sunshine. It's true Goldilocks weather. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's just right. Just make sure you have that sunscreen on before you head out the door. We're in the midst of some of the strongest sun angles of the year if you're going to be spending a lot of time outside. The high temperature should be up into the upper 70s to near 80 inland. A little bit of a northeasterly sea breeze will set up, keeping things a touch cooler by the water's edge of our South Shore beaches. Coming up for tonight, it's mainly clear, maybe not quite as cool. The overnight low temperature 50 to 55. For tomorrow, planning a good supply of sun. It warms up with highs into the mid-80s. There'll be a feeble sea breeze setting up shop. Friday's toasty to be sure, mostly sunny, the high 85 to 90. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Thanks, Josh. Right now, 69 in Marshfield at the weather station, WATD. Sports coming up next.
Harmful UVB sun rays are a bother. It's time to visit King Optical in Braintree for a new pair of sunglasses. Hi, I'm Dina from King Optical. The right prescription or even non-prescription sunglasses do make a difference. Come to King Optical and choose from traditional sunglasses, custom tinted, polarized lenses, or transitions lenses. We literally have thousands to choose from. At King Optical, we also offer walk-in express service. King Optical, 20 School Street West in Braintree, just off Washington Street, and online at kingoptical.net.
8:52, time for the morning sports, sponsored by Coastal Heritage Bank this time around. Community-focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Member FDIC, member DIF. Coastal Heritage Bank. All right, so the Red Sox lost to the Orioles 4-2 last night. Sox and Orioles continue their series tonight at Fenway, 6:45. Stanley Cup Finals. The Vegas Golden Knights beat the Carolina Hurricanes 5-4 last night to take Game 1. Game 2 tomorrow night at 8. And the NBA Finals tonight gets underway. Spurs hosting the Knicks. Game 1 is at 8:30.
Frankie, what's cooking? Shouldn't you be at pickleball? Yeah, I'm off this week. Well then, let's get you that coffee.
Around here, people remember you and your schedule. At Coastal Heritage Bank, we believe banking should feel just as personal. For generations, we've helped South Shore families with checking, savings, and deposit solutions, combining modern banking technology with the personal service we're known for. Community-focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Member FDIC, member DIF, equal housing lender.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg. But the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, 'cause now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
O'Reilly. Save money on your next oil change at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic or high mileage motor oil for just $35.95. Power your drive with Mobil 1. Buy 5 quarts, get $15 back, and score a fast and furious prize after rebate. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Soundcheck Studios, a multi-level music venue in Pembroke offering Boston caliber music to the South Shore. 3-time nominee for Best Music Venue of the Year by the Boston Music Awards. Tonight, Playing Dead continues its Wednesday residency at Soundcheck with all the hits of the Grateful Dead. Then, tomorrow night, enjoy a free acoustic night with Zach Jacobson and friends. Friday night, don't miss Kyle Smith with Paul Wollstonecross. And Saturday night, it's Funk Jerry. Tickets sold in advance at soundcheck-studios.com and at the door. It's all happening at the South Shore's best address for live music, Soundcheck Studios in Pembroke.
95.9 WATD, this South Shore's Morning News. Rob Hakala with the morning team. Got another check of traffic and weather coming up on the 9s. Let's go to the phone line. Oh, it's our good friend Chris Bethany, Bethany Builders Podcast. Sundays, 12:15 to 1 on WATD. We haven't checked in with Chris for a while. He's been busy. A lot of stuff going on. Chris, good morning.
Rob, good morning, and good morning to everybody listening.
Yeah. By the way, Chris, hope you have a happy June. I know there's been a lot going on in the Bethany household and Bethany Builders, right?
For sure, Rob. Yes. Once again, it's that time of year. I don't know if we had a spring, Rob, right? Here we are, summer. I was seeing temperatures today, tomorrow, high 80s, maybe even 90 degrees. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think every day it goes along, it seems to get higher and higher. Yeah.
Incredible. Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot to talk about here. Of course, we get up every day and get at it with Bethany Builders here in the South Shore, and we want to reach out, thank everybody for following us and supporting our local family business, providing our construction services here in the South Shore, you know.
Yeah, I've been looking at some of the photos and the projects you're working on. And speaking of nice weather, it makes me jealous. I know one of the projects I saw looked like it was near the water, and it just had an amazing view.
Yes, actually, that's for one of the Bethany Builders podcast crew members, WBZ Sports Director Steve Burton and his family.
Yep.
That's down in Cape Cod. We're building a porch renovation down there and a new deck for their family. They do have a place. It's their summer retreat, if you would, and it is on the water.
Yeah, by the way, I think tomorrow is the ceremony, right? Steve Burton going in the Mass Broadcasters Hall of Fame, I'm pretty sure.
Jeez, nothing gets by you, Rob Hakala. That's why you're the best of the best on the morning news, for sure. Yes, actually, we're going to be attending. We've been invited. We're going to be with Steve. Of course, we're family with Steve and his family, so we'll be attending that. That's in Framingham, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I think it's at 11 a.m. tomorrow. We're very excited. You know who I'm actually going to be sitting with as well will be former WBZ Sports Director. Remember Bob Lobel?
Of course, yeah.
Of course. I'll be sitting next to Bob Lobel as well tomorrow, so I'm excited to see him. I've known him for a very long time.
Oh, that'll be good. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow because I'm hoping to get there as well. With Ed Perry is going to be going, and it's great. So that's exciting. So we'll catch up there for sure.
Oh my goodness, how exciting is that? Wow! Thank you for giving me the heads up on that. Sophia and Alina are going to be so excited to know that yourself and of
great.
course, our Ed Perry, the old troll of rock and roll. Excited to see him.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Now, I know we got about a minute. I know you wanted to do a shout-out, right?
I do. I want to shout out to all the high school seniors and all the high school, and not only the high school seniors, but all the students graduating their grades in school, but especially to the high school seniors that are going to be graduating. Our Sophia Bethany is going to be graduating on the graduation Saturday for the Duxbury High School Dragons. So she's so excited, and I wish everybody graduating, all the kids to have themselves and their family to have a great day.
It's a special moment. It is. It's one of those milestones of life, and to have someone come along for yourself, and to have your daughter, your only child there, making that milestone. It's going to be special. We did get a text in from Diane from East Bridgewater. She just wanted to say, Chris, she loves the dad-daughter duo. And she says, truly blessed that Sophia came from a beautiful family with strong values. Oh, that's thank you, Diane.
Beyond Diane. Diane, good morning. Thank you so much. And we are beyond grateful and wishing you and your family an incredible summer. Rob, it's ironic. We're going to need your help. We got the dad-daughter duo, but now we got an issue. We got the mom-daughter issue.
Oh,
Mom is a licensed builder. Sophia's a licensed builder, and they're the Harvard duo. Sophia, right. God bless us. They're the Harvard duo. So now you got the two of them. They're both. That's where Sophia's going to college, like her mom. And now they're both building out there. I'll tell you, Rob, I'm just driving the truck at this point.
Oh, man. Chris, got to go, but thank you. Chris Bethany Builders. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Rob. Take care.
All right, bye-bye. 8:59, traffic and weather in the 9s. Northbound expressways jammed out of Braintree. There's a left lane breakdown after East Milton. Now, a disabled tractor trailer in the right lane near the Dorchester Yacht Club. Route 3 northbound, just slow at this split. Southbound, some reduced speeds at the Sagamore. 25 east, slow at the Bourne. And still dealing with some delays in 93 out of Braintree. Going to be a nice day. Sunshine, a high 73. 69 at 9.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Ballots are being counted in some of the biggest races from Tuesday's primary in California, but it may be a while before we know who won.
It's not a surprise at all. There are few firm answers here today. California is one of 8 states that mails every registered voter a ballot, and ballots now have a week to get back. Counties have 13 days to count all of the ballots and a month to certify the vote, so close races are never immediate here in California. But with numbers coming in now, it's becoming clear who will, who might, or who will not not be in November's election.
ABC's Alex Stone. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is projected to move on to a runoff, but we don't know who her opponent might be. So far, no projections in the California governor's race where dozens of people were running. Kuwait says an Iranian attack on its main airport left one person dead and significant damage. The airport is now partially reopened. More than 60 people were hurt, many of them severely. This is ABC News. Texas has already had its primary, and now the Republican who will be running for longtime Senator John Cornyn's seat appears to be trying to mend fences in his personal life. ABC's Jim Ryan with more from Dallas.
A week after knocking incumbent Senator John Cornyn out of the running for his own seat, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton was on Capitol Hill meeting with Republicans in the Senate who had backed Cornyn before last week's primary runoff. Paxton will face Democrat James Tallarico in November. Back in Texas, the divorce that Angela Paxton filed for last July is now off the docket. An attorney for Ken Paxton telling WFAA-TV that the couple is working toward an amicable resolution. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Injuries to some of soccer star players, including Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe, and Lamine Yamal, sparking concern ahead of the World Cup. All three included in the national team squads for the tournament in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. NBA Finals begin tonight in San Antonio. Spurs versus Knicks. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.9 WATD. WATD FM Marshfield.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.9 WATD.
959WATD.com.
69 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 9:03. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by East Coast Mini Splits and Heat Pumps. Get your no-cost energy audit online by visiting eastcoastminisplitsandheatpumps.com and start cutting your energy bills today. Crews were called to the scene of a fire in Quincy this morning. That fire was reported around 6 a.m., and Weymouth firefighters Local 1616 say that an engine from their town was dispatched to a, quote, multiple alarm fire on Harrison Street. And the Friends of Quincy firefighters IAFF Local 792 say the fire reached 3 alarms at one point. At this time, there is no official word regarding any potential damage or injuries. We are continuing to follow this story, and we will provide you with more information as we receive it. A West Bridgewater fire truck was rear-ended while firefighters were assisting a state police trooper whose cruiser struck a deer on Route 24. WCVB-TV reports the crash happened at about 2:30 yesterday morning. The driver of the vehicle that struck the fire truck was taken to Boston Medical Center. That crash is under investigation. WATD News Time, 9:04. More of the day's top stories still to come.
East Coast Mini Splits and Heat Pumps. This is Nancy.
Hey, Nancy. My mini split has a musty smell coming out of it, and it's louder than usual.
Those are common signs your system needs a professional cleaning. When mini splits go too long without cleaning, dust and buildup block airflow, reduce efficiency, and can create that musty smell.
So it just needs a cleaning?
Most likely. Once we've cleaned your system, you should notice a huge difference in airflow, which will eliminate the smell and noise. You'll also notice that your electric bill goes way down.
Wow, you really are superheroes.
No matter who installed your system, East Coast Mini Splits, your local Mitsubishi Electric Elite Diamond contractor, can keep it running the way it was designed to. Call 781-288-8808 to schedule your cleaning today. East Coast Mini Splits and Heat Pumps, keeping South Shore homes comfortable year-round with Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning systems. Online at eastcoastminisplits.com.
WATD News Time, 9:05, and the news being brought to you by Brennan's Smoke Shop, the Massachusetts classic smoke shop since 1993, now also on Route 3A in Hudson, New Hampshire. Shop their unmatched selection of quality cigars and tobacco products today. The State House of Representatives is scheduled to vote today on a bill that would set rules for the voter-approved audit of the legislature and establish guidelines for public access to legislative records. The state Senate last week voted to provide some financial documents requested by State Auditor Diana DeZoglio, who has been pushing for an audit that voters approved in 2024. That came in response to the recent state Supreme Judicial Court ruling clearing the way for DeZoglio to go forward with the audit. The proposed bill would define the auditor's authority and limit the scope of the audit to specific areas such as the state budget and the expenditure of funds. The bill would also bar the courts from getting involved with settling any dispute between the auditor and the legislature, such as forcing records to be turned over and honoring requests for interviews. House Speaker Ron Mariano of Quincy said the proposed measure would ensure greater transparency while respecting the separation of powers as outlined in the state constitution. Governor Maura Healey, along with other public officials, gathering at the Foxborough commuter rail station yesterday. Governor Healey says this project will significantly help provide access to World Cup matches.
Many folks from Team MBTA who made sure that this station got the upgrade on time, under budget, top quality, ready for World Cup, but ready for the summer and will be a permanent fixture here.
The work was finished in time for the World Cup matches at Boston Stadium, which is what Gillette Stadium is being called during the World Cup. Interim Transportation Secretary and MBTA General Manager Phil Ang.
For the World Cup, we're going to be running 14 trains for each match. Had we not built this station and we were looking to continue to deliver that number of trains, we would have been looking at over 6 hours to get all of those trains into or leaving after the event. Now we could do it in just about 3.5 hours.
The major upgrades at the Foxborough station were done in less than 1 year, which according to the governor's office makes it the fastest permanent station construction project in the history of the MBTA.
Starting this month, June, July through August, we're offering discounts for our riders. Commuter rail riders, 50% off monthly tickets. On Fridays, free Fridays. So many events on Fridays to take, and it's not just in Boston, it's across the entire commuter rail network. Use the system for free on Fridays. And for our monthly ticket holders, zones 1 to 10, we're offering companion passes. It's a system-wide pass that for $1 you can bring a companion of any age. What we want people is to not only experience commuter rail, but we also want to make sure our existing riders today know that we care about them.
The World Cup matches at Boston Stadium are scheduled to begin on June 13th. WATD News Time 9:08. Traffic and weather on the 9s is next.
Hey, it's Jeff from Brennan Smoke Shop. I've always been honest with you. We took 17 days suspension the end of February. Luckily, the snowstorm shut everything down. Tough winter. We're still here fighting to keep our small business alive in this Commonwealth. We've been fighting. We don't want to fight anymore. That's why everyone has to scan ID for our tobacco products. Brennan Smoke Shop, the best smoke shop in Massachusetts. Customers gotta scan their IDs. Have a good day.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
Good morning. Time now is 9:09. Taking a look at your Wednesday drive, and we are dealing with a couple of tough spots here on the expressway with breakdown. First, a northbound breakdown in the left lane near East Milton Square. And then we had reports of a disabled tractor trailer in the right lane near the Dorchester Yacht Club. The drive time from Braintree to Boston is coming in at 38 minutes, slow from the split up towards Southampton Street. Taking a look at Route 3 on the northbound side, a little slow northbound approaching the split. Southbound, brief delay at the lane drop at Derby Street. Also seeing some slowdowns at the Sagamore and Bourne bridges. 24 is some slow spots up through Avon and Stoughton. 93 is slow out of Braintree heading over towards Ponkapog. And we did have a crash 95 north after the Dedham Street exit. Coming up towards Canton, traffic's back to Coney Street. Traffic on the 9s every morning. We do have one update too I wanted to mention as we're at 9 o'clock now. Keep in mind the Hatherley School is hosting their field day at the Recreation Department field. That's at the Old Gate School, and that's happening today. Cudworth Road shut down during the time frame of about now till 1:30. Situate Police will be on hand to assist with traffic. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, South Shore weather.
Despite our cool start here across eastern Massachusetts, we are going to see things warming up nicely here for later today. Starting out at the morning with temperatures as low as near 40 degrees over parts of interior southeastern Massachusetts. But all of us get to enjoy an abundance of sunshine. This is true Goldilocks weather. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right. Don't forget to slap on the sunscreen, though, as you head out the door. If you have to spend any length of time outside. High temperatures will be into the upper 70s away from the immediate shoreline. For tonight, it's mainly clear, not quite as cool. Overnight lows will be down into the middle and upper 50s, some spots closer to 50 well inland. Thursday offers up sunshine, the high 80 to 85, mostly sunny Friday, the high 85 to 90, and Saturday's partly sunny with a top temp in the mid-80s. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
70 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 9:11. The South Shore's Morning News continues now on 95.9 WATD.
Got it. Thanks, Dan. Good morning. Fifth and final hour of the South Shore's Morning News coming to you from Broadcast House. Here in Marshfield, I'm Rob Hakala with the morning team. Thanks for listening to the radio on the Audacy app and watching us on YouTube. WATD Radio on YouTube. Like and subscribe. All right, it's time now for Love Bites. And don't forget, you can get your comments in if you have some analysis you would like to add as well. 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900, kind text only, you know who you are, 781-837-4900. And it's Love Bites, lifestyle coach Francesca Luca. Love Bites, taking a bite out of love, one question at a time. And Love Bites is sponsored by Meineke. Meineke Auto Care. Stop by Meineke's Hanover or Quincy location today for fast, reliable car care. Go with the name you know. Go with Meineke. All right, here she is, Francesca Luca. Good morning, Francesca.
Hi, Rob.
How you doing?
I'm smooth sailing. Coming up from the Cape this morning, so I'm happy.
The bridges?
No.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, are you? Did you go over the Sagamore and Bourne?
I don't.
Or
I just kind of.
Okay.
You live on the
periphery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You excited about new bridges? You missed the old one, right? You missed the nostalgic. Yeah.
The nostalgia. Yeah.
Maybe they'll sell a piece of it to you. You never know.
Hey, when you were just a second ago talking about Hatherley, you talking about Hatherley School?
Correct. Right in
Scituate.
Hatherley School will be hosting their field day at the old Gate School.
I went to Hatherley School when I was a little kid.
Did you?
I did.
What in
Scituate?
I didn't know you went to Scituate.
I went to Scituate. Oh. Yes, I did. I graduated from Scituate High School, but I won't tell you what year, how many years my class reunion is in July, because I don't want to show my age.
Well, it must have been a fun time back then too. Scituate's always a fun town.
Scituate is a fun town. It is. It's changed a lot, but it's still fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Little Francesca back in the day.
Little Francesca. Yeah, I haven't grown since 7th grade. I was 5 feet in the 7th grade.
That was it. Kind of
still
popped
am.
out.
I popped out. Yeah.
That was it. All right.
Anyway.
All right. We got a topic, and then you'll be able to chime in. And let's see. This is, and this person wants to, it says, please do not share my name in the air. So I'm just going to say anonymous. I'm not going to make any joke about that. The person wanted to have anonymity.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. Total betrayal by best friend.
Ouch.
This is okay. All right. Well, let's listen in here. My best friend completely betrayed me. I shared something so personal with her, and of course it didn't even need to be said, that I wouldn't want her sharing it with anyone. Okay? It was a very personal story that took me years to tell her. I even did say, please don't share this with anyone. I've been in therapy for 2 years, and you are the first person I have told. I would prefer Francesca not to share the specifics on the radio. But please know it was super personal, and I feel totally betrayed. I'm shocked that she would do this. We usually speak 3 to 4 times per week. It's been 2 weeks now, and I have not taken one of her many phone calls. I'm thinking I may even block her. I'm devastated and hurt. Please don't share my name. Okay, so that's from someone anonymous.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
An issue, feeling betrayal from a friend who, and you can see, it doesn't really matter, I guess, what the issue is.
It really doesn't, does it, huh?
No, because it could be anything. And What do you do about something or someone, I guess in this case, that betrays your trust?
Well, first of all, it sounds like you were really clear that you didn't want it repeated, although I'm surprised that you would even need to make that request to someone who's... Did she say she was her best friend?
My
Yes.
best friend.
Best
yeah.
friend, okay. The fact that it's your best friend, you shouldn't even need to say. I mean, what you share should be between the two of you. But the fact that it was so personal and she knew, I don't really know what the reasoning was that she shared it, but for whatever. And there's obviously a couple different ways to handle it. The first, first of all, you're probably wanting to be impulsive, block her, get back at her, whatever, all those things that you get really furious about, and you want to, it's so sad. It's just so unfair. But I wouldn't recommend that, and I wouldn't recommend blocking her. I would recommend, though, taking a step back, as you clearly are, because sometimes people do need space before they can even really think clearly about what they want to do next. So, you might just want to shoot her a text and say, hey, you know what? Obviously, you know that I'm very upset and I just can't talk right now. That's just start with. So you don't just like completely, ghost her. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't ghost her, but if you decide you want to end the relationship, you want to do it the way that you'll feel good about it. But I'm not really sure that at this point that's the direction that you want to go. I think that you need to find some things out. And again, wait until you've really calmed down. I think you said she's been calling you for a couple of weeks now, so it's really eating at you for sure. Obviously, you want to talk to your therapist. You said that you were seeing a therapist. So whatever it is serious. Mm-hmm. But, you do need to find out for some closure for yourself. And that closure may just be accepting that she just shared it because she genuinely lacked poor judgment, or I don't know, if she did it maliciously. I would think that you would know this person by now, and why would she do it maliciously? And I'd also want to know, is she genuinely sorry, or is she just, wanting to defend herself? Because we don't really know. You said that she's called you several times. You didn't say, is she leaving messages? Is she saying, I'm so sorry? Can we talk? You're not divulging any of that, which is perfectly fine. But so it kind of leaves me in a position where I'm really not quite sure how to guide you here. But if you do decide to speak to her, just simply tell her the same thing that you're telling me. I mean, exactly. Just tell her this is how I feel. And it was hurtful, and all you can do is wait for her response. And something, even if she says, I'm really sorry, I wasn't thinking, whatever it is, you may still need to take a big break from this friendship and really parse out your feelings, in which I would recommend. And really, I don't know, you say she's your best friend. Is she your best friend for 6 months? Is she your best friend for 6 years? She's your best friend for 6 decades. Again, these are all questions I don't know any of the answers to. Mm-hmm. And, okay, but I've said enough, so I'd like, Rob, you to chime in and tell me, what do you think?
Well, I guess it would be good to have some kind of conversation, I suppose, before writing her off. But this is very difficult to come back from, and I'm not sure, if you can go back to being best friends. It depends. I mean, well, let me ask you, and then I know Dan wants to chime in. He's in our newsroom today. There are many, as you said, reactions that one could have. One is, I want to find something personal about them and tell, right? Mm-hmm. That's a natural. It's like a get back at you. Then you're right. Then there's the other, as you said, just cut off completely the, quote, you're dead to me thing as well that some people say.
I had never even heard of that before, like 5 years ago. Now it's
really?
like the whole world, everyone's dead to everybody. It's all dead people going around.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I thought you had to say that with a regional dialect. But anyway, so are you saying that there is a chance that they could connect or should they have a conversation? Do you have that? Do you take the call? I mean, obviously, if the person is reaching out, do you think they're reaching out to apologize?
Well, again, I really don't know. And don't be not responding to her because you want to punish her either. I think that, what, you can still take the high road again and text her and just say, hey, you know what, I'm just not ready to talk right now. Clearly, I'm upset. And Take as much time as you need. Who knows? You might end up needing to take 6 months or a year. Or you may decide you'd never want to be friends with this person again. But I wouldn't recommend just ending the friendship without at least having a conversation. Hello, Dan.
Hello there.
Hey, Dan.
Hey.
What do you think, Dan?
Dan, what do you think
Dan
about
the
this
man?
would be a tough
Dan
thing
the
as
man.
well?
I got to say, I think probably taking a beat is very important. And like you said, there are some things we don't know. Like, did this person do it like maliciously? Did they think it was funny to share this information that you asked not to share? Are they just kind of an inept person who just didn't understand that this was not for sharing? But I think what could probably happen is, I would say definitely take a beat, take some time, and and it's possible that, you may not end up being best friends with this person, and maybe you need to also reevaluate how much is this a person you can share things with? Apparently not. That's something we've learned, that apparently this is not a person you can share personal things with, because they either, for whatever reason, they decide it's okay to share it with others. Maybe maliciously, maybe not, but that's just what you've learned, is that there are some people you can share things with. This person's not one of them.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you're mad at yourself, this person who has written in, because sometimes I know that if I make a mistake and I think back, I think, I really should have known better, I can become angry at myself. So, I'm sure actually there's some level of why did I tell her? I mean, it just seems so, you're talking about this really serious thing that you shared with her. You asked her not to share it, and she shared it. I mean, it just kind of leaves me saying, what the, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But I think we're all in agreement that, taking a break is really necessary. But, Dan, did you say that you thought that they should? I think they should have a conversation, though, don't you?
I mean, yeah, and I would say probably not have it over text.
Well, no. Oh,
Also
definitely.
because if this person's already sharing things, now they've got it in writing.
Yeah, I've been best friends with my BFF for, 15 years or something. And we've only had one argument ever. We did not end up talking for a year. You know something? Then I had sent her a birthday card. She was so excited to hear from me. She had wanted to talk to me, and we reconnected, and now we've been best friends again for, a zillion years now. But anyway, it was really kind of it was kind of one of those things. It really was it wasn't a big deal, but it was just kind of like we were both super stressed, and I said the wrong thing, and then she said the wrong thing, whatever. That's quite a bit different than a super serious thing. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the answer is. I do know you should take a break, or I think you should take a break, and I think that at some point you should get together with her face to face and talk to her.
And maybe also, like, if you have a circle of friends, just kind of say, like, okay, look, we're probably going to run into each other, be civil, but don't talk to me.
Yeah, and definitely continue leaning on your therapy right now. A betrayal like this can reopen some old wounds, whatever those are. So best of luck to you. I'm really sorry that happened to you. And write in when you have a resolve. I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Go to my website, talkwithfrancesca.com, and click on Contact Me, or just even email me, info@talkwithfrancesca.com. I would love to hear more of what has happened or is going to happen.
JB on the text line, 781-837-4900. JB says, use it as a learning moment. Her friend is not one to talk about private things, but why I would let her know what she did. As an adult, we should all know what not to repeat to others. That's JB on the text line.
Thank you, JB. Yeah, I would agree with that.
781-837-4900 is our text line. Francesca, Wednesday's Wine.
Wednesday's Wine's coming up.
All right, stay there. 95.9 WATD, the South Shores radio station. Traffic and weather is next.
So your car's acting up again, huh? Squeaky brakes, weird noises, or that it's gonna quit on me vibe? Don't stress. Meineke has your back with locations in both Weymouth and Quincy. They'll fix it fast, keep it honest, and get you back on the road before your coffee even gets cold. Oil changes, tires, brakes, you name it, they do it. So stop stressing, start cruising, and leave the car drama to Meineke. Fast, friendly, and reliable. Meineke gets you back on the road in no time. For all your car care needs, trust Meineke. With 2 convenient locations in Quincy and Weymouth, stop by or call to make an appointment today. You'll be glad you did.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Wouldn't you just love new kitchen cabinets without the high cost, the mess, and the inconvenience? Hi, I'm Sheldon Stewart of Stewart Painting, and I know how scary the thought of a demoed kitchen can be. So I have a solution. Allow our cabinet refinishing team to restore the beauty to your kitchen cabinets. Our professionals will apply a sprayed finish and then swap out the hardware for a completely new look. And the task will be completed in days, not weeks. We paint hundreds of kitchen cabinets every year, and we would love to add your cabinets to our list of happy homeowners. In addition to our locations in Hyannis and Hingham, we are now servicing Newton, Wellesley, and Nantucket. Finance options and military veterans discounts are now available for all projects. The process is fast, and it's easy, and there's no hidden fees. Head to our website at stewartpaint.com to see if you pre-qualify. It's never been this easy to turn your vision into reality. With over 40 years of excellence, Stewart Painting. Expect the best.
Hi, this is Alyssa McNamara-Reed with McNamara Financial in Marshfield. I love Roth IRAs. I love taxes, or at least how they overlap with investments and sometimes can be mitigated. I don't love annuities. I do love helping people with their investments and planning for their financial futures. I'm a problem solver and I like new challenges. There, now you know almost everything about me. Give me a call so I can learn about you. 781-834-2010 or McNamaraFinancial.com.
Is it a stroke? Even if you're not sure, act fast and call 911. Signs can include face drooping on one side, arm weakness, speech difficulty, or not making sense when talking. Time is critical. A stroke requires immediate medical care, which starts as soon as the ambulance arrives. So if you see any sign of stroke, act fast and call 911. Visit mass.gov/stroke, sponsored by the Massachusetts Department of Public Health.
The Radio, Television, Digital News Association has recently awarded WATD the 2026 Regional Edward R. Morrow Award for Breaking News. Coverage of the Karen Reed murder trial.
A jury finding Karen Reed not guilty of second-degree murder today in the death of her Boston police officer boyfriend, but guilty of a lesser charge of drunk driving.
Depend on the South Shore's largest radio newsroom, 95.9 WATD.
9:29 coming up, Wednesday's Wine with Francesca. Right now, traffic and weather. Let's get an update, see what's going on the highways. Disabled tractor trailer reported in the right lane. That is still northbound and near the Dorchester Yacht Club. And traffic is heavy and slow coming up from Furnace Brook up to that point. Your Braintree to Boston drive time is coming in at about a half hour. Route 3 on the northbound side, no major delays spotted between Plymouth and Braintree. 24, we had reports of a minor crash near Harrison Boulevard in Avon. And 93 southbound is still busy from Braintree over to Canton. Mainly Braintree, I should say, towards Ponkapog. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. For today, we are going to have lots of sunshine, 73. Tonight, clear, a low down to 55. Tomorrow, another great day, plenty of sunshine, a high near 77 on Thursday, 81 on Friday. 71 in Marshfield at the weather station, WATD.
Hi, I'm Sharon McNamara, full-time real estate agent and broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. My co-host, Melissa Wallace, and I talk Real Estate Roundtable. We can't wait to connect with you at bringing you all the insights, tips, and trends in real estate here on WATD, so we can talk real estate.
Talk Real Estate Roundtable with Sharon McNamara and Melissa Wallace, Saturday mornings at 8 on 95.9 WATD. 95.9 WATD, the South Shore's Morning News. Rob Hakala with the morning team. Dan's in our newsroom. You're on the text line at 781-837-4900. The text line is sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. You bend it, they mend it. And we're coming to you. You can catch the show up on YouTube. We're live on the Coastal Heritage Bank Studios. Community focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Member FDIC. Member DIF. Thank you, Coastal Heritage Bank, for sponsoring our beautiful studios. Like and subscribe on YouTube. All right, Wednesday's Wine. Francesca is back. And don't forget, Wednesday's Wine every week at this time. And you can chime in at 781-837-4900. Wednesday's Wine, sponsored by Empire Wine and Spirits, empirewineandspirits.com. You can check them out at 182 Summer Street in Kingston. Empire Wine and Spirits. Thank you, Empire Wine, for sponsoring Wednesday's Wine. Francesca, welcome back.
We are back. Okay. Today we're talking situationships. And, you know, it's kind of funny. Your old co-host used to talk about situationships all the time. I didn't even know what they were. Again, I think my age must be showing. Yes, Beth. Yeah. It's just, it was the craziest thing. It's like, what is this? I didn't even know what a situationship was. Yeah. I mean, but it's interesting that it's a big thing today, and so we are talking people complaining about the situationships, and the first one is kind of it. But wait a minute. First of all, I'm going to start with, I don't know why there are all these complaints about things that go on in a situationship when a situationship is specifically that there are no labels. It's kind of like it's really roommates with benefits, I think, right? Wouldn't you say that's what it is? Roommates with benefits?
Yes. If they're even roommates, sometimes
well,
they're not even roommates.
Okay, or friends. I take that back. Friends with benefits.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's really all it is. It's friends with benefits with a new name. But anyway, I guess I question if you're willing to be a friend and give those benefits, then you really need to be clear at the onset what you're into here. Okay, so this one says she's got a 2 a.m. philosopher, my boyfriend, and I use that term loosely, she says, calls me late at night with, what are we? And goes on for an hour. But by 10 a.m. the next morning, he's acting like he barely knows me. And she says, I wish he'd just stick to one personality. Well, you know, you aren't his midnight therapists with benefits, unless, of course, again, that's what you want. If you are going to give him, don't take his phone call, or you got to decide what you want. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, situationships are such a broad opening term. They're not even as clearly defined as like a friends with benefits thing sometimes. They can just be like you're kind of dating, but maybe not. But, there hasn't been anything else beyond that. But, yeah, I mean, I think with like it seems like he doesn't really know what he wants out of this more than she does. Like, she seems like, from what I'm gathering from her, from this person's interpretation, they seem okay with how things are. It seems like he doesn't.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, okay. Because she did say, I wish he would just stick to one personality. Sounds to me like, well, then she's probably fine with either one.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I'm reading it, is that she's fine with it, but he's kind of like, maybe not, but doesn't want to say
Well, that's good. I like to hear that about men once in a while. Here, we got another one, the no labels control freak. Oh, this one's, of course, very common, right? Her boyfriend swears he doesn't want a relationship, but he gets testy if she even likes someone else's Instagram post. Mm-hmm. She says he won't claim me, but he wants exclusive rights.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem with this. I feel like it's not that I have an old-fashioned way of thinking, although actually I kind of do. But I think that the problem with these relationships is they are just wrought with instability and confusion. Isn't there like enough confusion and craziness in this world today, right? So. Yeah, the whole Instagram thing. Well, this kind of thing happens all the time, right? But I'm not sure that this is even a situationship. But
liking on social media.
Yeah, this is more like emotional piracy. I'm sorry, with whatever. But so, here's another one: the human yo-yo. Rob, what do you think of this? 1 week my situation.
I like yo-yos.
1 week my situation. Can't you find a sound effect for a yo-yo?
Sure.
Remember those yo-yos when we were kids?
And fun fact, they started off as weapons.
Oh, really? Okay.
They were one time, they were.
It was
they were
Duncan.
weapons.
Duncan yo-yos?
Yo-yos.
Yo-yos?
They were the big ones, yeah.
I know. I used to, what was it, walk the dog? Is that the one?
Yeah, they had the butterfly. They had all kinds of tricks.
Yeah, what was like the baby?
Those were the days. Easy peasy. None of the situationship crap. 1 week my situationship is texting good morning, planning dates, and calling me babe. She says, next week, radio silence. You know what I'm talking about, Francesca. Like I'm the wrong number. I'm getting whiplash trying to keep up with his emotional mood swings. So now this sounds like it's the other end of it and that she doesn't like it, or
I don't know if that's it. It's either that or a fishing rod.
That sounded like static.
Okay, sorry. All right, so yo-yo is the up and down. The
up and down. Yeah. Well, I mean, but they're all like that. That's the problem with situationships, is they are all exactly the same. Because I'm looking at these questions. He casually says stuff like, we should go to Miami this summer. Wait, why the heck would anyone go to Miami in the summer?
Yeah,
right, while knowing damn well he won't even commit to next weekend. I wish he could stop selling me vacation packages that he has no intention of delivering. Again, I go back to, if you're in a situationship, like girlfriend, you just, or boyfriend, whatever, just deal with what you have. Maybe it's a summer fling. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right? It's you kind of have to. You have to be you have to have a very thick skin, I think, for a situationship, or maybe you don't care. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this, honestly. When I was in my late 20s, I had a really good job. I mean, like a really good job. I was like raking in the dough. I was doing rockin' well. Yeah. I owned a dating service. And you know what? I cared about that and that only. And I did have a quote unquote sort of situationship that I was fine with. Yeah. But then all of a sudden he wasn't. And then and so I thought I was in a relationship. Right?
Yeah.
Well, no, that doesn't even make sense.
A
little bit, yeah. So it got really confusing because I thought, oh, this is cool, whatever, I'm doing my thing, you kind of, in your 20s, young and horny, whatever, right?
And you're doing well, you can pay for meals.
You can pay for meals, have some sex, whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like, what? But I kind of liked it just the way it was, but I also still wanted that sort of, I don't know if I'd call it a commitment, but I guess so, because I didn't want another person involved. And he obviously didn't think it was right, and then he cheated. So, it does have a very complicated way. It's a complicated thing, right?
Yeah.
It's very, very complicated.
And I think, too, sometimes they all expect commitment things like, oh, well, I've got this family thing, or I've got this thing, and it's like, well, you're supposed to come with me, and the person's like, well, no, I didn't agree to that.
Yeah.
It causes a lot of confusion.
Well, I think that it just occurred to me that maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a book of rules for situationships.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Here's another one. Here's another. Every time I ask for clarity, he hits me up with it's complicated. Okay, yeah. It's again, what's complicated is how he can be all over me one day and treat me like a casual acquaintance the next. Okay, pick a lane or get off the road.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's kind of the good advice. Is just understand the situationship is maybe temporary, and there's not a lot of commitment to it. That's kind of the point of it. That's the way I see it. So if you want more than that, you don't want a situationship.
Yeah, let's see. Do we have time for?
Yeah, you can do one more.
Okay, how about the soft ghoster? It's agonizing, slower replies, LOL texts, WYD. Oh, what you doing texts? Okay. Easing out slowly. Either that or they're completely emotionally immature. Which I will say that anybody who's in a situationship, unless you are implicitly clear that you want it to be that way, then you're probably emotionally immature, and you're kind of probably trying to dip your big toe in to see if it can, in fact, be a relationship.
Yeah.
So, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of right.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get into these like casual relationships or situationships, whatever the term is, in the hopes that it will become something more, and the other person might not have ever been interested in that.
That's right. Here's the last one. My guy's only available when he needs something. Well, I shouldn't even have to read the rest of it. A ride, event session, or a body. Hello? What? But when I need support, suddenly he's so swamped with life right now. Well, I guess you're his on-demand emotional Uber Eats. I don't know what to tell you, but, here we go again. So, be clear. If you're going to be in one of these relationships, know what the heck you're in. And even have a little quick conversation with that person and see how if they're kind of like, well, I don't know, not really saying much of anything, then, and if you're clear, then you might be more emotionally mature than him or her, vice versa. So, there's a lot to kind of deal with here. And I like this topic. It's kind of whiny.
Yeah, it goes well for the Wednesday's
Stop
wine.
whining and decide.
Go to Empire Wine.
That's right.
That's one of the reasons why I will advocate for online dating, because you can clearly state, this is what I'm looking for. If you agree, then fine.
Oh, yeah. No, it's true. I suppose you put it all
You
out
can exactly put your parameters on of what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone is very honest with
Good
online dating.
Lord, it's a jungle out there.
I don't know. You never
I'm
know.
not saying they're honest, but I'm saying you can say, like, look, I just want something
I know
casual,
what I was kidding.
not a relationship.
Yeah.
So therefore, you've been upfront.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Right. That's right. All right.
Francesca, people do want to reach out to you.
Just hit up my website, talkwithfrancesca.com, and click on Contact Me, and we'll be in business.
All right, and don't forget, Francesca Love Bites and the Wednesday Wine on Wednesdays, and then Francesca will be back tonight at 9.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that's the Wednesday Wine, sponsored by Empire Wine and Spirits. Get your text in, too, 781-837-4900. If you have any follow-up for Francesca, you can text us before she leaves at 781-837-4900. That's our text line. Coming up, we'll have the local track with John Shea. We do have a couple of incidents I want to let you know about. We'll tell you about that, too.
Upgrade your glass without draining your wallet at Empire Wine and Spirits. Big flavor, small price. Don't miss the 4 to go. 4 wines for just $44.95. That's 40% off the regular price. More taste, less waste, and a deal that's hard to beat. They've got a massive wine selection, a huge lineup of craft beers, and all the spirits you need for any night of the week. Every Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, stop in for their wine tasting. Sip, sample, and find your new favorite. Empire Wine and Spirits, conveniently located at 182 Summer Street in Kingston, or visit empirewineandspirits.com.
Couple of issues, and then we'll get to the local track. We did have northbound on the expressway, the disabled tractor trailer in the right lane near the Dorchester Yacht Club, and then a new crash, 24 north in the left lane after Harrison Boulevard, 93 south, a crash after Route 37 in Braintree, and Route 3, not too bad, just slow at the top. Let's get the local track. John, who do you have for us today?
Thank you. The local artist for today is Coral Moons. Coral Moons is a band founded here on the South Shore, now based in New York, but coming back to the Boston area for a show at Nice, a fest happening in Davis Square, Somerville, July 24th through July 26th, featuring a bunch of great local independent bands from all over New England. For details, head over to niceafest.com. This is called Winnebago from Coral Moons, your local artist for today, 95.9 WATD.
Going for a drive, a place where we can hide. Going down the road into the unknown. is enough alone. Why we move so fast when we wanna make it last. The desert in the night, sunrise is far behind. A different state of mind, and we're reaching for the sky.
.959 WATD. That's our local artist and Coral Moons. And the name of the song is Winnebago. Okay, I like that. All right, 95.9 WATD. Rob Hakala with the morning team. We've got Dan in the newsroom. We've got you on the text line, 781-837-4900. If you want to text in on any of Francesca's topics, you can do that. Also, we've been talking about Scooper Bowl and some of our favorite ice cream flavors. I read some of the lineup of some of the flavors, like Cherry Garcia and Honey Graham Latte from Ben & Jerry's, or Friendly's is going to have red, white, and blueberry and forbidden chocolate, and Edie's is going to have espresso chip, and Hood is going to have cookie dough. Oh, so many good flavors at Scooper Bowl. Today and tomorrow, not City Hall, it'll be at the Seaport, in the Seaport this year, and that'll be noon to 8, 88 Seaport Boulevard. Today and tomorrow, noon to 8. And you can find out more at scooperbowl.org. And also this morning, as we chimed in, we were reading our birthdays this morning, and we had several people that chimed in about children's programming, because when we read our birthdays, we read local birthdays, because it's a lot of fun to give shout-outs to local people. And someone said it reminded them, in a fun way, not in a bad way, of Romper Room, and so that had people talking about some of their favorite children's programming with Captain Kangaroo and Captain Bob and Major Mud and Willie Whistle and Zoom and some of those great TV shows. So if you wanted to chime in on that, you can as well. 781-837-4900. Are there any great local children's TV programs produced locally at all? Does anyone know that? And if you have kids or grandkids, what do they watch today? Is there any show? Because again, for me, Sesame Street, yes. Mr. Rogers, God bless him. We miss him. 321 Contact. I did like the, I did like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego and Reading Rainbows. Those are some of my favorites. But you can text in on that, 781-837-4900, or any other topic to bring to the table as we are just about ready to wrap up. We're going to have the midday show with Audrey. She's coming up 10 to 3. Got a great program planned for you as always, so stay right there. Audrey will be up from 10 to 3 on WATD. Then Quinn takes you home from 3 to 6 with the afternoon team. Right now, let's get our final check of traffic and weather, and we'll start on Route 24 on the northbound side. We had reports of a left lane crash north of Harrison Boulevard in Avon. That's backing you up into Brockton. 93 is going to be heavy out of Braintree. Getting past the plaza, there's a crash. 93 south in the left lane after Route 37. And that'll keep things slow on the top end of Route 3 approaching the Braintree split. If you're over in the left lanes, going Route 3 towards the plaza, it's going to be all jammed up. Northbound Expressway, not much better there. That's heavy Furnace Brook up towards an earlier truck breakdown near the Dorchester Yacht Club, and then it continues up towards Southampton Street. And down the Cape, not too bad at the Sagamore Bourne. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. Let's get the details now, and we have meteorologist Josh Nichols in the Weather Center, sponsored by Sea Plymouth, the official tourism site for the town and county of Plymouth, seaplymouth.com.
Despite our cool start here across eastern Massachusetts, we are going to see things warming up nicely here for later today. Starting out the morning with temperatures as low as near 40 degrees over parts of interior southeastern Massachusetts. But all of us get to enjoy an abundance of sunshine. This is true Goldilocks weather. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right. Don't forget to slap on the sunscreen, though, as you head out the door if you have to spend any length of time outside. High temperatures will be into the upper 70s away from the immediate shoreline. For tonight, it's mainly clear, not quite as cool. Overnight lows will be down into the middle and upper 50s, some spots closer to 50 well inland. Thursday offers up sunshine, the high 80 to 85. Mostly sunny Friday, the high 85 to 90. And Saturday's partly sunny with a top temp in the mid-80s. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Thank you, Josh. And right now, 72 degrees in Marshfield at the weather station, WATD.
Plan a getaway and enjoy a long weekend exploring Plymouth. Go outside and whale watch, hike, walk along the ocean, and dine outdoors. At night, enjoy live music, theater, art shows, and ice cream under the stars. Begin your Friday night at the corner of Court and North from 4 to 6 and listen to live music at Sea Plymouth's Fridays on Shirley Square. Then head into a weekend of relaxed fun. Plan your Plymouth getaway on the Sea Plymouth app, brought to you by visitma.com.
ABC Entertainment News.
There's something I have to do to protect everyone.
Apple TV has released the full trailer for Silo Season 3. The trailer reveals a split timeline, with one focused on Rebecca Ferguson's Juliet in the present day, and the other focusing on life before the apocalypse. Silo Season 3 premieres July 3rd. Will Arnett will star alongside Kristen Stewart in Prime Video's The Challenger. The series follows Sally Ride's journey to become the first American woman in space. The 25th Tribeca Festival gets underway in New York. Robert De Niro and Jane Rosenthal founded the festival in 2002 to help the area recover from the 9/11 terror attacks. But De Niro tells ABC Audio he could see it going for much longer.
And my feeling was it'd be great if it could be part of the fabric of New York, a New York tradition that just goes on forever, you know.
Mike Dubosky, ABC News.
Hello, this is Duncan Gray of Eldred's Auctioneers and Appraisers and host of the Eldred's Antique Hour. Have you ever thought about the value of lunchboxes from the 1960s or 1970s? Did you know that Henry Ford had an integral part in the creation of the first charcoal briquettes? Please join us here on Saturday mornings from 10 to 11 when we continue these discussions and much more with fascinating guests, your call-ins regarding antiques, arts, and auctions, and the historical context that makes these items so interesting. Right here on 95.9 WATD.
Bum, bum. All right, we got to wrap things up here and make way for Audrey and the big midday show. 10 to 3, 5 hours with Audrey. You got it, 10 to 3 WATD. All right, so let's get to the text line here, 781-837-4900. Any final text messages you want to get them in, you can on the text line, 781-837-4900. All right, let's see. We did have several people checking in on some of the great TV programming, HR Puffin stuff. Okay. Land of the Lost, so many, says Gary from Manamet. Al in Arizona said, morning, Rob, listening out in Arizona. Somebody beat me to it, but Zoom. How about the new Zoo Review Old Show? New Zoo Review Old Show. I don't know that. Zoom. I do remember on Channel 2, as we mentioned, it was, let's see, it was our own Dr. Joe Schrand, who was on the original cast of Zoom, which was produced, right, at Channel 2. They did that. Let's see. We had Pete and Hingham checking in. What did Pete say? He had he had some stories there. Oh, yeah, I did see that. Speaking of great New Zoo Review, Pete and Hingham, New Zoo Review. He was talking about, from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, they just had, it was Joe Negri, right, who just passed away. Let's see. He was 99 years old. Jazz guitarist and educator. He appeared as himself and as handyman Negri in the neighborhood of make-believe segments of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He taught jazz guitar for 49 years at the University of Pittsburgh. Yeah, thank you for passing that along. That's Pete in Hingham. Let's see, did we get them all in? Gray Wolf, good morning, Gray Wolf. He said he's feeling good this morning. Yeah, all right, thank you. 781 says, I still remember the theme song of Zoom, 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 Zoom. Joanne from Randolph texted in. She said, I'm not of the Howdy Doody era, but I do remember it being talked about. I was definitely in the Romper Room, Rex Trailer, Boomtown, and Captain Kangaroo era. Bunny Rabbit was my favorite. He was kind of like the Cookie Monster, only he hoarded carrots. I think the earliest TV show I remember was the Soupy Sales Show, geared for kids. On PBS, there was also a woman who taught French that seemed to fascinate me at a young age. There you go. Jean from Pembroke talking about getting up and the month of June. She agrees. Rob, Dan, I agree with you as far as June being a very special time of the year. I also love getting up early during these late spring, early summer days. I love bringing my breakfast out to the patio and dining outside. It's such a special time of the day. The birds are waking up, all the chirping. My backyard sounds like a symphony. Some birds are leaving their nests in search of food for themselves, others for their babies. The sun is just rising from the east. It is also beautiful when I can see the sun slowly light up the tall pine trees at the back of my yard. It is truly a wonderful experience. Hope that all your listeners will take some time to enjoy the outdoors during the early morning hours. Wishing everyone a wonderful day. It is Jean from Pembroke. That's a good one. Thank you, Jean. Great job on the text line at 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. We did get another text. Very sad to hear about the death of Peebo Bryson. That is correct. We talked about that. Definitely a very, very, very well-known singer. A lot of great songs. Do we have that Peebo Bryson report? We'll play that one more time. Yeah, very sad. A lot of those duets.
Held some of Disney's most powerful songs to the top of the charts.
Ever as before, and ever just as sure as the sun will rise.
Peebo Bryson's family confirms the singer-songwriter has died after suffering a stroke. For more than 50 years, he lent his silky smooth tenor to iconic soul ballads and R&B classics.
Yeah, and so Peebo Bryson, he was 75 years old for Peebo Bryson. Oh, I love that one. Yeah, play a little of that.
This time we'll
All right, have yourself a great rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy it. Audrey will take you through till 3, and we'll talk to you again. The South Shore's Morning News back tomorrow, starting at 5 here on 95.9 WATD. Don't forget to like and subscribe and watch on YouTube, WATD Radio on YouTube.
That's all she wrote. Didn't ride no more. She left the gloom a hanging round my front door.